Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4461. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and my cock. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, your guess is as good as mine. Categories: the most expensive U.S. cities to drink in, and your Seattle Seahawks. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, a men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, clack.
All right, here we go. 2 Pittsburgh public officials busted having sex in front of a pizza parlor on Beaver Street. Meanwhile, a hawk is rescued in Virginia after trying to become a professional athlete. 2 rescued hikers skip out on paying their hotel bill. A pair of robbers stole expensive cars with a key fob skill. And a dinosaur is clearing the roads in Massachusetts. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. I don't know if you have heard. Maybe I'll be the first to let you know. But the Seattle Seahawks, they are headed to Super Bowl 60 against the New England Patriots. What's that? Oh, you have heard. Okay, well, then if you would like to watch the Super Bowl in person, that'll set you back anywhere from, as of this morning, $6,000 to sit in the nosebleeds, about $60,000 if you want to sit on the 50-yard line, and if you and a couple of friends pool your money, Ted, good news, just over $1 million if you want to splurge on a suite.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. So keep in mind, at least $6,000 just to get in. That gets you a ticket physically into the game. That does not account for the hotel, what it costs to fly there, just the ticket for the game. And again, that's as of this morning. Now, I don't know, but I'm just going to throw it out there. If Ticketmaster has anything to do with this, just go ahead and double the price, for your convenience. Now, that said, some of you will undoubtedly sell a kidney or maybe just sell a kid for the chance to go. I mean, it's the Super Bowl after all. And sometimes you say, well, fiscal responsibility be damned, I'm spending my money. In fact, of the 7 things that people are most likely to splurge on, travel/experience, that ranks number 3. And I think going to the Super Bowl certainly qualifies as travel/experience. Now, the Super Bowl has not always been absurdly expensive. We go all the way back to Super Bowl I. By the way, Super Bowls 1 through 3, same ticket price. That ticket price cost $12. Now, I know what you're thinking, dude. Come on, man. This was 60 years ago. Why don't you adjust for inflation? Well, I did that. Any guesses? So $12 then to pay that in today's money. So keep in mind, you want to go to Super Bowl 60, and I know you do. It's $6,000 just to get in the door. What do you think that translates to now? Super Bowl I, $12.
$80.
Come on, Miles. It's more than that. $87. $87. Just remember that. But hey, whatever. Sometimes, if you can, you will spend more money on something than you should, just so that you can have the experience, or you can have the item, or you can have the bragging rights, or you can have the memory, whatever it is your heart desires. And that's what we are talking about today in honor of the Seahawks going to a very expensive Super Bowl. God dang, man. Our question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is, what was the last big thing you splurged on, and was it worth it?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All of it, fellas, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,461. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Coming up at 4:30, the exciting return of Your Guess Is As Good As Mine. Hot off the presses, we have the 10 most expensive cities to drink in the United States.
All right.
They analyzed prices at more than 100 bars across 15 major U.S. metros and found that going sober on a night out can save just $6 on average. But it depends on what city you are in.
It's like 6.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Across America's 15 largest cities, the money people save by choosing non-alcoholic drinks on a night out ranges from practically none, like it's in New York, to over $10 savings. And they took this little equation and figured out where the most expensive cities are to drink in the U.S.
I can guess 2 of them off the top of my head.
Now, with the data looks at the states in particular. So these cities obviously are a part of whatever state they're in.
Yep.
But that does not mean that the cost of beer, say, in Seattle, is the same price as a beer in Yakima.
It's not.
Right. But there is an average.
Sure.
There is a statewide average, but that doesn't change how expensive it is to drink in an actual city in these states. So we have the 10 most expensive cities to drink in, according to Investor Observer magazine and online. And then congratulations to your Seattle Seahawks on their way down to playing the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. We have the 10 greatest Seattle Seahawks of all times. This is an updated list.
Okay.
We did this 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems familiar.
But it has been updated. And it's the website is clutchpoints.com. And they say Seahawks have not been around as long as some of the NFL's storied franchises. However,
Again, they started in 1976. It's been a minute.
within that time, they still produced a ton of amazing players and have achieved success that some teams have never even accomplished before.
Detroit.
Yeah. So we have the 10 greatest Seattle Seahawks of all times and the most expensive cities to drink in coming up at 4:30. With Your Guess Is As Good As Mine. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the Seahawks as far as the fact that if you are making plans, and I know a lot of you are probably hopefully doing this early to head down to Levi Stadium, just know it seems like by the second, the ticket prices are increasing.
When I looked at it this morning, when I put in the setup, it was $6,000 for the cheapest ticket. Did the setup. We turned off the mics. Ted goes, it's now 7. So in 4 hours, it's gone up $1,000.
And that's to sit like in the last row.
Again, this is physically to be in the stadium in the worst seat. That will physically get you there.
I know some people that, I will just say, are in a different tax bracket than I am, that are looking for tickets. And even they're like, man, they're like, it's 14 or 20 for like anything close to a good
You haven't
seat.
even got a hotel room yet.
Correct.
Right, that's just to get in. I mean, and think about that. Unless you're just obnoxiously rich, or you just said, F it, I'm cashing in my 401k or something. I mean, like you said, just to get kind of average seats starting at $14,000. If I told my wife, hey, I'm going to go to the Super Bowl, she'd be like, don't care. It's going to cost $14,000. She would tell me if I leave this house to go to the Super Bowl and spend $14,000 on the ticket, she would murder me.
Yeah.
Without question.
There's a couple caveats to this.
And she could buy a Hitman for less money.
Now, believe it or not, we are in the middle of nowhere, but there are a few drivable cities. And if you wanted to save a couple bucks on a plane ticket, you could feasibly drive down there. You're going to have to spend the night somewhere, more than likely, unless you're ridiculous. It's a 22-hour drive. But you could stop someplace.
I would drive down.
You could do that. You could be in the outskirts of San Francisco. Just know this.
Like the stadium.
The outskirts of San Francisco are almost more expensive than staying in downtown San Francisco.
Because you have San Jose. I mean, you got right, all the money's right
You think about Monterey and all these areas.
Well, I don't, but I know what you mean.
Santa Rosa's not cheap. But, you could feasibly stay in Sacramento. When we went down and saw the Ravens in the Ravens in the 49ers, we actually stayed in Biloxi, Mississippi.
That tells you everything.
Which was about an hour and 15 to hour and 20 minutes away from New Orleans. Fairly quick drive.
But the price difference made that absolutely worth it.
We also flew into Biloxi, Mississippi. So we did everything that we could to try to save a buck or two. Now, one thing you need to know about the Super Bowl. Every single year, the tickets are going to go up in value. And every year will be the most expensive Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, substantially.
We know how this goes. But there is one.
By the way, we're up to $7,500 for the cheapest ticket.
There's one thing that you need to know, and that is that economics and economic factors do play into the base price of Super Bowl tickets at the beginning. So, in other words, if we're going to fly into San Francisco, it's going to be fairly expensive. Now, if we fly into a destination place like Vegas, or maybe we're flying to I don't know, Denver, Colorado, not going to be nearly as expensive when you have these major cities. And price points matter in the airlines, much like the Super Bowl. So let's just say the Cleveland Browns. They're playing the New Orleans Saints. Not two very economically wealthy cities in
They're
general.
broke.
Yeah, in the general tickets, when they first release them, they will reflect that.
Correct.
Now, based on consumer demand, they will go up depending on the need for tickets. Because you got to remember, Super Bowl is something that all NFL fans who go to the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter the team. This is something that they do every single year. We learned that. We saw that in New Orleans on the French Quarter. Everybody who was down there was repping a different jersey. They were going to the game.
Yeah, they're going to the game, but I saw Bengals jersey.
Packers jerseys.
Jaguar, but because it's an NFL, if you're an NFL fan, between the draft and the Super Bowl, this is where everybody goes, right? So a lot of the tickets were sold before you even know who's going. Now that they know who is going, they can jack the price up. But because Seattle, you might be dead broke, but nationally speaking, this is a ridiculously expensive city. The ticket prices will unquestionably reflect that. And then the team they're playing, which comes out of Boston, which is one of the richest areas of the country. So when you put these two, like your best bet would have been to play the Browns. Seriously.
Because you would have had a better opportunity to get
keeps
tickets.
The price down a little.
Because a lot of, and yes, they can't drive to the game either. So the expenses for them, they get a lot more crazy. For an example, when the Ravens played the 49ers, there were 49ers fans there. There were not nearly as many as Baltimore had because they could drive. Believe it or not, East Coast people, they don't care. As long as they don't cross the Mississippi, they will drive all day and all night to get anywhere. They think it's ridiculous that you took a plane when you could easily drive there in 14 hours. That is the mentality of the East Coast. But, and like you said, Boston's an expensive city. Seattle's an expensive city. That's going to drive those aftermarket prices up.
Absolutely.
But if you want to go, you're rolling the dice. Here's your... Look, I truly believe that a Super Bowl is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And if you can afford to go, look, this is going to be your cheapest opportunity. You need to know that now. No matter what next year, like you could say, well, you never know when the Seahawks are going to go to the Super Bowl again. They might go next year.
It'll be more expensive.
It's going to be more expensive.
That's it,
Every single year that goes by, this number continues to tick up. And if you could just find one partner in crime, that's willing to bite the bullet on that ticket, and you go, you're more likely going to have a good time. You're going to see your Seahawks in the Super Bowl, and it really is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I like what somebody here said, and they're absolutely right. Yes, you're splitting hairs, you're being ticky-tacky, but they're not wrong. It says, hey, man, tickets go up in price, not value. And it's like, like the game is the same. It is in the same place, in the same city, at the same scheduled time. There's no added value to you buying the ticket. But yes, the price will go up.
And then there's all the sponsors that get tickets. There's all these corporations that just buy tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's just very hard for the average, just random fan to go.
Yeah.
Unless you won... You're a season ticket holder and you won that lottery from the team you cheer for.
And that is assuming that you have at least $7,000 that you can part with.
Right. And look,
I mean, that's the whole thing. So, right, even if you have the opportunity to buy a ticket, if this came before me right now, I'd be like, man, I can't do it. And it's because I don't have $7,500, as it is right now, to just part with.
Yeah. Now you got to remember, Foxborough is not in Boston. But there are tons of places to stay in Foxborough because the T does not go down there. Yeah. It's an old subway. If you were in Chicago with great transportation, or New York, or San Francisco, Seattle is getting there. Obviously, Portland has it. The thing about Levi Stadium is there is a BART line that goes there. But once you get to the middle of nowhere, there's not a lot of hotels. There's not a lot going on in this general area. So as far as like any Super Bowl is going to have a lot of stuff going on as far as the stadium NFL Super Bowl experience. They do a great job with that. There'll be concerts every night.
Correct. There's stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
The question is just, where do you get a room to stay?
Yeah.
And not only can you get a room? But the way they do this is, at least when we were attempting to go down, there is a 3-night minimum.
Oh yeah, there's definitely the minimum.
You're not just flying down on a Saturday, going to the Super Bowl, and flying back that night or coming back on Monday. You need to be there for 3 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And those nights, I mean, there's another maybe even couple $1,000s a night.
Depending how close you stay. We were smart to be in Mississippi because if nothing, look, Mississippi's Mississippi. We're in Biloxi, which, you know. But anyway, all that said, considerably cheaper, but the food is as good as New Orleans. So our thing was like, all right, look, we'll drive to New Orleans. We're going to hang out in the quarter and do all that stuff. But at night, we go back. We're staying at a casino. So there was no lack of something to do. And then when we got hungry, we walked, block and a half to the half moon, half shell, whatever it was, where we, and this is not a joke, we ended up eating everything on the menu. That was not our goal. We're sitting at the bar. We're getting hammered, but the food was really good. So they would come back up and they're like, hey, man, you know what? We'll try this next. By the end of the night, we realized that we have pointed at every single thing and eaten it all.
And I don't know how the Seahawks get this unlucky, but they do. You know, that first Super Bowl, Jesus, that was in Detroit. And Detroit's come a long way since then. I mean, Detroit was on the up and up then. But you're still flying into Detroit in the winter.
Yeah.
Then where's the next one going to be? Oh, New York City.
Cool city.
Dead of winter. Now, San Francisco, as we know, it's not that much different than Seattle. Yes, they have more sunny days. The weather can change in a minute in San Francisco, just like it can here. But the extremes in the temperatures are way different.
Sure.
So you're also flying to the San Francisco Bay Area. In the winter, there's no guarantee on the weather at that game either.
Mm-hmm.
So, no. I mean, they're really...
I'm kind of shocked they keep doing it there.
Because a lot of rich people are there, money talks.
Yeah.
Right?
But Miles is right, though. Like, I get why
New Orleans, Miami, Atlanta, all
right. And anything with a dome, I get it. But I get it why, like, they're not going to have them in the Northeast or probably ever in Seattle just because...
Weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as of this morning, and keep in mind, we'll update this by the end of the show. Let's take a bet on how many hundreds of dollars this goes up. But at Levi Stadium, the tickets are among the most expensive on record, with the cheapest get-in seats around $5,900 to $6,900.
Again, up to $75 now.
This is as of this morning.
Yeah.
Prices for premium lower-level sideline seats range from $15,000 to over $60,000.
God.
While exclusive suites are listed for over $1 million. If there's anybody in here who'll know, it'll be Ted. Ted, what does a suite hold? If you buy a suite,
like 20 people?
How many tickets?
Different sizes.
Okay,
but I think most of them are probably like 20 people.
So think
20 tickets. There's smaller ones and there's bigger ones.
But even if we did a 20-person suite, said, all right, all of us remember splitting $1 million. That's $50,000 each. I mean, think about that.
50 line seats exceed $60,000. The on-location official packages offers packages starting at $7,100 for tailgate game to over $18,000 for premium club level. They say prices are driven by high demand for the matchup, with lower-level seats often exceeding $40,000. So that's what you're into. So our question, what was the last big thing that you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
This is The Mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Our question, what was the last big thing you splurged on and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK. Sometimes when you splurge on something, it's a necessity.
Sure.
But you have to have it, and it costs a lot of money. Did you splurge on that? Yes. Did you expect whatever to happen? Your hot water heater blow up? Whatever the deal is, or 4 tires on your car need to be replaced, or whatever the deal is. Oftentimes, it is not the sexiest purchase in the world, but it is based from necessity.
No, I just splurged on a new windshield a couple of years ago when the i5 rock thrower was in business.
Yep.
We went mercy to that. It's not the biggest expense ever, but it was not expected. It was irritating. Was it worth it? Yes. Because we have a windshield that we can see out of that does not have a big ass crack in it. Actually, there's a hole in the windshield. We had to splurge on a new fence for the yard. When the tree fell down and took out the entire backyard, as we said it would, but the city of Seattle says, no, that tree is fine because they are stupid. And we might have to splurge on a new heating system. It's been a little... Yeah, I'm not real excited about that one right now. And my wife keeps bringing it up. I'm like, let's just keep wearing hoodies.
I got new windows for my house. It was one of those things I knew I needed to get. But it ended up actually kind of being like a sexy purchase because my windows are much better now. And I can see out them. I had like film on the inside.
But you're the only person who notices. We got new windows a couple years ago.
But also my energy bill went down. Things did make a difference on my home.
It does.
The last thing I wanted to do was make that kind of investment, but it's worth it for my house. It's worth it for the value of my house.
Sure.
Way more positives than not. Just one of those unexpected things where they go, hey, these need to be replaced.
And it's a lot of money up front.
Right. It is all those things. But they say things people are most likely to splurge on include dining and food, restaurants, bars, going out for coffee or groceries. Ted, I was telling Steve that in Fremont, there has been a Ladro coffee that sits on the corner pretty close to my house. It's been there since we moved here in 2005.
Yeah.
I am so loyal to that place. I love that coffee. It's what I'm used to. I'm sure there's a ton of other good coffee places. It's convenient. It's by my house. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to tear that entire building down where Norm's, ballroom, and all that stuff. The entire block is going to be gone.
Let me guess, putting in condos.
They're putting in a 7-story unit.
Of course.
Which is going to take a lot of sunshine away from the neighborhood. And, as you know, when they do this crap, whatever was downstairs that was iconic and was cool,
gone.
Whether it was like the bowling alley in Ballard or whatever, they don't put that business back in. They say they're going to attempt to put the restaurant back in that was there. They don't. They jack up the rent. I can walk by.
I was going to say, that's their attempt. It's like, hey, we'd love to have you back. Now, understand, whatever you were paying before is about a 450% increase.
Right. Yeah. So there's going to be... I walk by 10 buildings in Fremont, and most of those retail locations downstairs are vacant. What was there before is not there now. So I know for a fact when they build this building that Ladro Coffee will be gone. Now, the only thing that I can think of that's a positive on this, because it pisses me off, is the fact that, yes, I am going to save an S ton of money and coffee and tea as soon as they tear that thing down. Will I want a coffee? Yes. Will I want a tea? Yes. It's gone. I don't really have an option. But just those expenses alone are going to save me some money. But I do like spending my money in social environments, going to bars, going out to restaurants.
Yeah.
I love all that. And look, you don't need to go to a Ruth's Chris, a Daniel's, a Metropolitan Grill to spend a lot of money eating out in Seattle. You could just go to your regular spots, to pick up Thai food or Chinese or order a pizza or any of these.
It's all expensive.
It's crazy expensive. So
yes, it is.
We already know. Maybe you splurge on going out to eat.
So we splurged on gas because we filled our tank
with gas. Beauty and personal care, skin care, makeup, salon services, like getting your hair dyed, they say, manicures, pedicures, all those things. Travel, vacations, and experiences.
Yep.
This is one that I enjoy.
I'll blow my money on that.
I don't need a thing. I would rather have an experience.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I kind of learned. And my daughter forced me into it last year. She was stationed in the Peace Corps. She was in Africa. She's there for over 2 years. So, look, after a year goes by, I miss my kid.
Yeah.
Would I ever go to Africa to go on a safari? Is that on my bucket list? Sounds like a cool thing to do, but it wasn't anywhere near the top of the list of things that I thought as far as travel goes.
Yeah. Would you do it again?
Yes.
Yep.
In a heartbeat. And that kind of forced my hand because I wanted to go see my kid. And I had one of the most amazing experiences of my life.
Sure.
And the animals that I saw and the culture, the food, the plane ticket was not cheap.
But once you get there, everything else is cheaper.
Yes,
that's one thing my wife and I justify. Like, planes are never going to be cheap because they're going to rip you off and nickel and dime you everywhere they can. Depending on the hotel you choose to stay at, you can save money or blow money. But outside of Seattle, like 99% of the places we travel costs anywhere from about 1/5 that it does to do anything here to maybe half.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, look, all your money's blown on airfare. But once you get where you're going, it's cheaper than being here.
And I'll tell you this.
And a lot of them are big cities, too.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
We live here every day. So, man, that costs a lot. I'm like, babe, our gas costs about $2 more a gallon than it does anywhere else in the country. Our groceries are outrageously priced compared to the rest of the country. The cost of living here is outrageous compared. So Just buy the goddamn ticket, and then when we get where we're going, we're in a place where things cost normal amounts of money.
Africa's a huge continent, obviously. I think from, golly, when I left in Cape Town, on the plane for like 9 and some hours, just flying. I might have taken a nap and woke up. Okay, all right, we've been on the plane for 9 hours. Where are we? So I pulled up the map to find out where the plane was. We hadn't gotten near Libya yet. We're still on the same damn continent. Right. Johannesburg is one of the biggest cities I've ever seen in my life outside of New York City. It is the 17th largest city in Africa.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. I did not know what to expect. The roads, all right, are pristine. There are no potholes because you got to remember, there are a lot of people on two wheels.
Yeah.
So as far as the transportation, there in downtown Johannesburg or Cape Town, if a road was like Ballard, which it is right now, or Fremont, or any of these areas, they wouldn't allow you to drive on it.
Yeah.
There's nothing that essy in the cities that I went in Africa compared to the cities here, our city.
Yeah.
Seattle. Blew my mind. It blew my mind how much nicer just the road system is. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Right.
This is insane. We live in Seattle. I'm in Africa. I thought this was going to be essy. Boy, was I wrong. Mm-hmm. So, all these perceptions, I didn't know what to think. But when I went there and had the experience, I'm like, you know what? I'm happy that this worked out the way it did. My kid had a wonderful experience there. And I got a chance to go and visit her and see an elephant in the wild, see lions in the wild, wildebeest. I mean, it was like I walked into the set of The Lion King.
Right.
It was just absolutely insane. Hyenas taking dumps everywhere, monkeys running around. It's like, it was crazy, man.
I mean, it does sound awesome.
Hippos.
I still just don't know if that's high on my list.
It wasn't on mine either.
Yeah.
Rhinos, all that stuff, giraffes. But when you see them in person, leopards, you just cannot believe, what a cool experience that is. And hopefully maybe one day I'll be able to do it again. But for me, that was a splurge in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So our question, what was the last big thing you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, as it happens, the last big thing I splurged on was when I came out to see y'all for Live Night, which was a wonderful experience, and I would definitely do it again. I think the coolest thing was we kind of had a little after thing at the Hooverville over there afterward, and there was a bunch of people that came up and shook hands with me and said it was great to meet me. I didn't even know that many people knew who I was, so that was pretty cool.
How many flights did you take to get back?
3 to get there, 3 to get back.
God, man. So you're in what, South Dakota? Wyoming. South Dakota. South Dakota?
No, South Dakota.
South Dakota. All right. It's not like you are on the other side of the frickin' planet, right? I mean, it's South Dakota. We are in Washington. Right. Where are all of your layovers just to get from there to here?
So basically, you're looking at a layover in Denver, then Minneapolis, then Portland, and then you get to Seattle.
You went to Denver, then to Minneapolis. So you kind of backtracked.
So you had 4 flights.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no easier way. I mean, even like, I don't know, wherever you are to Spokane and then Spokane to Seattle. I mean, there's nothing simpler than that.
No. I mean, the only even remotely simple flight to get anywhere out of here is to Vegas, but that's
because it's Vegas.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that you're doing this again this year.
No, I would love to, but and you guys will see me again at some point. But,
okay. That would be just a well. You know what? You're used to it. We're used to getting on a plane, and most of the flight times are going to be 4 to 5 hours to get to the East Coast, 6 to get back, and anything below that, in my mind now, after being here for 21 years, is a short puddle jumper flight.
That's where my kids are, man. It's amazing.
If a flight's only 2 hours, I'm pumped.
That's a nothing burger. I'll spend more time in the airport than the flight, right?
Yeah.
But my kids just having a lot of family on the East Coast, especially when they were little, and would fly out there more. It was always a 6-hour trip, right? But my wife and I are used to. It's fine. It is what it is. The kids, 6 hours, might as well be a month and a half, right? So no matter where we go now, how long's the flight? And if we say anything like 5 hours or less, they're like, oh, money.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I mean, it's a good thing in a lot of ways because I keep a lot of my family and people that I know from back east from coming to visit and see me. And if they do, they act like, man, we got to stay. It's like a European vacation.
Yeah.
We need at least 10 days.
But you know how long the flight is? I'm like,
yes,
I do.
Do you know how expensive it was?
I know very well.
Yes. We're the ones doing it.
Right. So quit getting married.
Yeah.
So you don't have to keep flying back there, man, So, what was the last big thing that you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ray. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So my big splurge, my wife and I go to Hawaii a lot, but we decided to get a probably too expensive dinner cruise when we went to Kauai this summer. And it was about the best experience I've ever had. We went up the coast, saw the Jurassic Park canyon that they fly into. And on the way back, we kind of went through choppy water in a storm. I'm the only person sitting on the front of the boat getting hit by waves with basically the best 80s soundtrack playing that you could possibly imagine.
Well, those mountains are so high that they guard the West Coast. So I tried to go on a hike there. It was brutal. You got to remember the heat, the humidity, everything else. Even when you're in a canopy, it gets hotter. But when you get to the top and you see and you look down, you realize why the Waimea Canyon is so dry, because that west side takes the brunt of most of those weather systems that come from the west. So that to me tells you a lot about how steep and just like that's Fantasy Island-esque right there. Yeah, as far as what you're looking at. What was the menu on the dinner?
Basically salad and seafood. I ate a lot of seafood.
That sounds about, given the choice, I'm going seafood. Yeah. But if you guys go to Hawaii a lot, then you already know that just going to Hawaii, not getting there is a splurge, but once you are physically there, everything you do, at least by our normal standards, is a splurge.
Normally we go to Kona's side of the Big Island and split between that and Hilo. We eat a lot of seafood because if you go to the natural markets, you can get it actually cheaper than you can get it here.
No, for sure.
If you've got a kitchen in your condo or whatever, that's not a bad option.
We did the what's that thing that everyone? The road to Hana, which Jesus, that's such a boring thing. But anyway, we decided we're going to do it. Right, we don't know anything about it, so my wife had gone to the grocery store to pack the car. When she gets back, she's like, I spent $100 at the grocery store. And I'm pissed. I'm like, what do you think we're going to do, man? We just need a couple of sandwiches and maybe a soda. She's like, okay. I got a loaf of bread. I got some turkey. I think it was like a 6-pack of Coke, some mustard, and like one other thing. I'm like, well, how'd you spend $100? She's like, on that. It's like, oh my God, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So after our trip there, and it was a decent trip. We had fun. It was a good time. Did my helicopter ride that I never wanted to do it again. Got in the sub, which was actually super cool. I thought it freaked me out. It didn't somehow. A really awesome trip. When we were checking out and we got our bill, that's when I looked at my wife and I said, we will never do this again. And we haven't. And honestly, that's why we started going to Mexico. Because in my mind, I'm like, look, I just want palm trees and warm weather. Mm-hmm. And I do not care where those palm trees are, and I do not care where that warm weather is, but Hawaii's like 2.5 times it's expensive. So, and then in Mexico is like 1/5 the cost, and that's why we've been going back. If Hawaii were that cheap, then I'd go to Hawaii all the time.
Yeah.
Call me a cheapskate, it's fine, but it's just the point like, hey, I just want some sand and my flip-flops. I want to see palm trees and hear birds that sing and don't squawk, right?
When we were... I know a couple that goes to Mexico every year. They stay in an all-inclusive resort, but same thing. They just break down the cost of it, and they're like, you're going to spend this much. If we went other places, so we just go once a year. They get like kind of like I think you guys do sometimes. Like they go in the dead of winter when it sucks here.
It's the best time to go. Well, just get away from the weather, right? So if you can, we would do it at Christmas because we had the time off. As the kids got older, they want to do Christmas at home, which I understand. That is fine. But we would go down, and I mean, we'd load up on clothes, you name it. Like, so my son, when he's going through his Nike phase, I'm like, okay, man. And we go there. It was the exact same freaking shoes. Or my daughter, she would get her glasses. We'd buy the prescription's a prescription. We'd buy them down there. I remember asking someone, why is everything here cheaper? They said, we're not going to spend more.
Yeah. I'll do it. My wife did a triathlon in Maui.
Of course she did.
I don't know if you know how cheap it is to put a bicycle on an airplane. Incredibly affordable.
I'm sure it is.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh, yeah. I bet they just let you do it for free.
But you would get up in the morning and do like a swim and do a run. Before you got to pretty well in that world do everything before about 7:30 or 8. Yeah. Just because it gets so damn hot. So we took a cab down to Lahaina at the time. And as soon as we get down there, start walking around downtown, this storm comes up, and it was just insane. I mean, it was like the sky turns black. It's pouring down rain. So we jumped into one of the more original like, just more
Hawaiian-based
bars.
Okay.
In the area. Bubba Gump's Shrimp Company, Ted.
Oh, yeah.
Old authentic.
Authentic.
It really is. And we're in there, and it started to rain, so we're like, let's just pop into here.
Yeah.
It rained for 2 straight hours. So we sit at this bar, and we are drinking. We took a cab. Why not? We don't have anything else to do. You can't go outside. It's dumping. For 2 hours.
She's already done the race?
She had not. She had at least a couple more days in her. But she did all her training that morning. She's already wiped out, ready to drink, ready to do her thing. We stayed in that bar for 2 hours. When that waitress came with that bill, and keep in mind, I was drinking pretty strong, and she was drinking, mixed drinks. And
of course, a Hawaiian-style drinks.
All the crap, right, with all the fruit coming off of it. It was $300.
Jesus, man.
Again, we were in there for 2 hours. I want to say that she maybe got an appetizer. I can't remember what it was. Probably shrimp.
Well, Bubba Gump's.
But it was $300. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, this just got pricey as hell. So what was the last big thing you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
Homes.com has collaboration tools to help home shoppers search, share, and discuss home shopping with family, friends, and their agent directly through the site. Though it was fun to get that email from your husband about that 3-bedroom in the hills, to which you replied via text that you would never live in the hills and you'd like to find a 3-bedroom closer to the beach, to which he replied, "Why are you so uncompromising?" A fun way to spend an afternoon, but we think it's just a tad bit easier our way. Homes.com. Ding dong. We've done your homework.
Cash in on the nostalgia with Barron's Payback Program. Your old system has history. Your new one has savings. Get $110 for each year of your old equipment's age. Get up to $5,000 in savings with a high-efficiency heat pump upgrade. Plus, one customer wins a free system install and another wins a free water heater. But don't wait too long. Barron's Payback Program ends February 28th. Call Barron Home Services today. No purchase necessary. Visit BarronHeating.com for details.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Things were somewhat reasonable in the early years of the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The first 3 Super Bowl average ticket price was $12.
$12.
And with inflation anywhere between, that would be about $83 to $87 these days.
All right.
Now, your next 4 or 5 Super Bowls were only $15.
And I guess $110.
Believe it or not, $79 to $87.
Really?
With adjusted inflation. Then you start getting into the Pittsburgh Steelers eras of the Super Bowl. Wow, that's when the ticket prices shot up $5 to $20 for the Steelers, Vikings, Steelers, Cowboys, Raiders, Vikings. And then we get to the Cowboys, Denver Broncos Super Bowl. That's when they jacked them up to $30.
What about when adjusted for inflation? I'm just curious.
Adjusted for inflation on that one, that would be a whopping $108.
Real quick, Ted, Mike, you guys both crazy Seahawks fans. If I told you, hey, man, I can get you 2 tickets. Got to do it at face value. You got to Venmo me, man. $130 each.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hell
Without question.
But I had my ticket yesterday for cost. It was $310.
Okay. That's not awful, but that's not what it was going for on the market, right?
Correct. So, I mean, even if somebody was like, hey, a few $100s, I'd be like, sure.
Easily.
But thousands, it's like.
Upon thousands,
yeah. Now where things really started to jump, that would be the Super Bowl where the Cowboys played the Pittsburgh Steelers. $350 for those tickets. And I believe that was the Aikman, maybe Neil O'Donnell years, as far as the Super Bowl is concerned, if I'm not mistaken. From that point in time, that's when you really see a rise in the price of Super Bowl tickets. To the point where the Buccaneers and Raiders game was $500, the Pats and the Panthers, $600. Patriots, Eagles was also that much. When the Steelers and the Seahawks played, that was a $700 ticket.
What is it? Again, adjusted for inflation.
About $871.
Again, okay, guys, I can get you in the Super Bowl for $890. You going?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. Thought so.
Yeah. Things get crazy expensive with the Steelers and the Cardinals. Tickets are $1,000 at that point in time. Super Bowl with the Ravens and the 49ers that we went to, that was a $1,250 ticket.
And you'd have thought like we canceled college for our kids in the future. We're both just like, oh my God, I cannot believe we just spent this much money.
Average inflation, $1,339. Super Bowl where the Pats and the Seahawks played. Right now with inflation, it would be a $2,000 ticket.
You guys going for $2,000?
To get into that game. That's the one you went to, Mike? Pats and Seahawks?
Yes, that is the one I went to.
Okay. So that was a $2,000 ticket back then, which is...
it's not a little bit of money, but when you consider what the Super Bowl cost, you're going.
Yep. I mean, how much does a ticket just cost, period?
What do you mean?
For what's the ticket price on a say 300 level Super Bowl ticket? I mean, it might already be $2,000 or $3,000. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind now the last two Super Bowls. We know what the ticket price is right now, which, believe it or not, is somewhat affordable to jump on, comparatively speaking, for the last two Super Bowls, where the average price of a ticket with the Chiefs and the Eagles was $9,915. Last year, Chiefs and Niners was $9,400. We're still waiting for the total on this year. But just to give you an idea, the average ticket price, and that's an average, so you can get them below that, you can get them above that.
Sure.
That's still $9,500.
Let's say the average ticket's going to put you, about 30-yard line, 200 section? Just saying if that's average, right? That's
Maybe.
Where most of the people are. So still, that would have been $9,000 to sit there.
Right.
And look, Super Bowl is awesome, but man, that is a lot.
Ted, what do we pay for tickets to see Prince at Showbox? Was that $250?
I thought it might have been $300.
Was it $300?
$350. Yeah. I mean, that was at the time that was easily the most expensive, just single
show I'd ever been to.
Yeah.
And keep in mind,
and now that would be about average for any A-list celebrity playing anyway.
If Prince was still alive and did 4 shows at the Showbox this coming weekend, they would be $1,000 a ticket in my mind.
Probably.
Just based on how much ticket prices have jumped within the last, 5 to 10 years. They've just...
Even though the quality of entertainment has stayed exactly the same.
Yes.
That's the amazing thing.
I mean, for me, easily the most I spent is F1.
Sure.
So what's the average ticket price for F1?
So it's all over the place. But down at COTA, right, down in Texas, in Austin, you can get seats, I want to say, in some of the turns for $300. But there's absolutely no shade. You have to bring your own chair.
This is in Texas, right?
Right, and you basically just have to get there. You got to sit in that sun all day if you want a close seat.
I mean, for me, I feel like, a lot of times just the cost of something, how long is this something going to last? So the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. You drop $9,000 to get there, and it's one game. And you win or lose, and then it's done. And you're like, sure, the NFL had some garbage going on in the parking lot, but I can't say it doesn't justify it. When it's your team, you just want to see it. But I think the last time I spent that much money on something, that was a European cruise. But I'm in Europe. I'm on a cruise ship. I'm being fed. I saw 7 different cities. I got to go to Pompeii. And all of that was included.
Did you get the drink package this time?
Well, so here's the thing. When we signed up to do this cruise, you can get the full-on premium drink package, I believe is what they called it. And that covered your drinks for the entire time that you're on the boat. And they make a rough estimate of what it is they think you're going to drink, a normal human being consuming alcohol. So I had said to my wife at the time, man, maybe we should do that. She's like, I don't remember how much more it cost, but she's like, I don't know that it'll be worth it. So, fine. So when you get on these cruise ships, they give you a kind of a credit card thing. All right, so that card, just everything you do. You want to go to the commissary, you want to get food, you want to get drinks, you just hand them your card, and it all adds up. So on the second day of the cruise, I hand my card to the bartender, and she runs my crap. She comes back, she says, Mr. Hill, you should have gotten the premium drink package. I said, well, no, we got a drink package. And she's like, you have drank through that. Solo, on your own, that's done. The premium is it's unlimited. But obviously your version of unlimited is a little different when they predict. But you would have saved money because from that point on, now my drinks are adding up.
Yeah, because you're paying for them.
And that's the difference. So she was like, look. And so I said, well, I could talk to the concierge. She's like, I think you get a 24-hour window, at least on that cruise. She's like, that ship has sailed on that. But she's like, hey, next time.
Yeah.
Just know. And now, look, I did not personally care because spending money on alcohol sitting at a bar is one of my favorite things to do. So no harm, no foul. My wife, not so pleased. She's like, you drink through the drink package already. I'm like, well, you had a few drinks. She's like, I've had 3. I'm like, okay, well, I drink the rest. And
there you go.
She was just like that. And then I had to tell her the same thing. I asked about the concierge, but it's too late. So she's like, so every drink you're going to drink now, like we are paying for, and it's a cruise ship, so they're going to cost more than any normal place. I'm like, yes, but here's the deal. It's not going to slow me down drinking. We'll just eat the cost and just don't tell me how much it was at the end. And I remember she saw the bill. She's like, I'm not going to tell you how much money you spent on alcohol. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. Well, that was for my 50th birthday. Well, she turned 50 in January. And I keep saying, look, what do you want to do? I did the big splurge. And she's hemmed and hawed a bit, and she's very responsible with money. And I'm not exactly irresponsible. I'm just indifferent. That's why I go to work. That's the whole point. Like, yes, we're going to lose money here. I'm like, do you think I like filling the car up with gas? I don't. But the point is, you go to work, you get this money back. So I'd rather have some experience with it. And she's finally come up with a plan, which we're going to try to do in December. But unfortunately, we have to take the kids if we do that. And let me rephrase that. It's not unfortunate we have to take the kids, but they are not free. And that's the difference. So I'm like, we're going to double the cost. But I'm like, let's do that. But now she put it in my head. I'm like, look, that's what we're doing, man. So we're flying. We're doing the thing. 2 different continents. I'm like, let's knock it out. Because you're only going to turn 50 once. And even if you live to be 100, you're not in shape to do this kind of thing. So I'm like, this is our window, you know.
Yep,
that window gets a little more narrow as time goes on.
Ted, when you went down to Burning Man, what was just the investment in all the things that you needed to go down there? You needed to have a tent, What did you guys do?
So the first time we went, we just, those Costco carports?
Yeah.
You see them in the side of people's houses all the time. So we bought one of those. The ticket, I think, is like $700
each.
Correct.
But for the entire time. For the entire time.
That's right. It's the entire time, and you don't need money once you're there.
Right.
The cost is what Miles is asking. The cost is all in the amount of stuff you have to bring.
Right. Did you bring a bicycle?
We did.
Okay. Did you bring? Did you rent an RV to get down there?
So the first time we did not. We just drove a van, and we went to a place where it had stickers on it. It had been before. They understood. They were like, "You could take it to Burning Man. We don't care."
Okay.
Because a lot of places will be like, "Do not drive our vehicles out on that dust." So we built that. That was kind of rough. And then the last time I went down, we all pitched in and split the cost of an RV, which is a lot easier.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we paid some money to join a camp as well of some friends of ours. So then we would have 3 meals a day at least cooked for us.
So is everything barter down there? Like once you're there, if you want something from someone else, barter it, or you just bring what you think you need?
You bring what you need, and then a lot of camps will host bars and everything.
Okay.
It's like during the day, they they bring so much supplies. Like they want you to come in.
Okay.
But you don't need to trade them anything back. You could gift people stuff. A lot of people, bless you, might make little tiny trinkets and stuff.
Okay.
But it's not like hey, I'll trade you this for that. Like usually people are just nice. If they like you, they'll just give you something. But most of the camps, when they're hosting a bar, you just walk in, put up your cup, and they'll give you whatever they're pouring.
So are we talking $4,000, $3,000?
Probably with all the stuff
you got to buy clothes, you got to buy
food, right? You got to buy a lot of stuff, and you're right. Bicycles aren't cheap.
And how long are you there? Is it a week, 4 days, somewhere on there?
So if you're going in to help build a camp, you might be there for 2 weeks.
Oh no!
But I think the official gates open on a Sunday, and then they close them again. Probably the following. You're there for a whole week, and then that Monday.
Okay.
Is it like Vegas, where after a while do you ever get tired of just being there?
Oh, 100%.
You do.
Usually, especially if you've been there all week, because there's a lot of people that show up from San Francisco and LA on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So first of all, you're just annoyed because they haven't been out there, so you don't think they deserve it.
Right, and I got
they haven't earned it as much. And then you're right. Usually by about Thursday morning, I'm just sick and tired of the people I'm staying with. You're sick and tired of the weather. I mean, you'll definitely have breaking points where you're just I wish I could just go home.
Yeah, I bet.
And you'll talk about it too. It's funny.
What, just wanted to go home?
Or just little things. I remember one Thursday, there was all these dust storms, so we were just kind of sitting around this camp, and before I realized that I had been going on for 2 hours about the Stillaguamish River and how great Meltdown was because there was a river. People were just a river, huh?
Tell us more.
Yeah. You've been in the desert for 6 days. You're I would love to be in a river right now.
Hell yeah. Well, one of the things
but you're right. It is expensive. You have to build all this stuff. Obviously, the super rich people just go with camps and they all have it set up for them. But, yeah, it's not the same.
Well, speaking of super rich people, obviously being a golfer, one of the things that I wanted to do on the West Coast is play Pebble Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that on my 50th birthday. That was my big splurge.
Why is everything we do? It's always our 50th birthday.
Because I really don't think people take. I don't think people give themselves a break as far as wanting to splurge on themselves. They might splurge on other people and everything
but
else.
Then you turn 50.
But 50
you know what? F you.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, like, look, I made it here. It's a big deal. I'm not young anymore. How many more times are going to have the opportunity? So me and my buddy Charlie, we go down there, and we're trying to do everything we can to just be somewhat affordable. So I've been saving up Marriott points for years.
Yep.
So I stayed like 2 or 3 nights in the Marriott in downtown Monterey. But you still have to stay at Pebble at least a night or two to be able to play those courses.
Okay.
So for the most part, we just stayed in a Marriott. But then, you have to go to the actual resort to play the golf courses. Well, we get there the first night. And basically there's 2 places that you can eat breakfast on the entire campus. They've got a restaurant closed down, so you can go to a walk-up place, get a breakfast burrito, whatever. But the other place is a sit-down restaurant called Roy's. Now, Roy's is a chain. They are also a Hawaiian steakhouse. So they're up on the upper end of the chain.
Okay.
But there's a handful of locations in various cities. Seattle might have had one at one point in time, but I don't know if they do anymore. Anyway, this is breakfast, man. I got 2 eggs. I got bacon, toast, the standard stuff, potatoes, whatever the regular breakfast is. I get that. Charlie gets basically the same thing. The waiter says, "Would you guys like?" And this is where, like, every once in a while, you don't know what you're going to get into until you see the sticker shock.
Right.
All right. So he said, we said, "Can we get a couple shots of tequila?" And he's like, "Sure, man. What do you want? 1942? We're like, "Who makes that?" He's like, "Don Julio." We're like, "Absolutely. That sounds fantastic." He brings over this shot. It is one of the most smooth, delicious shots I've had of tequila in a long time. It's really good tequila. So he comes back, and I'm like, "Hey, man, give me a double of that." And we do a couple doubles because we're getting ready to go and play golf. Then we do another single before we cash out. What I don't know is that each one of these individual shots are $75 a piece. We housed 4 each. That is 8 of these. When that bill came, and our breakfast was like $20.
Sure.
Yeah. $22, whatever the deal was. I about fell out of my chair because we were trying to definitely save some money while we were down there. That bill was about as much as a round of golf at Pebble Beach.
Yeah, I got saved on that once. I did not realize. I had tried.
I just got suckered into the entire thing.
I tried a rye whiskey at a different bar the night before, and it was really, really good. And I can't remember who made it, but my wife and I, we went out for lunch. We're in Ballard, right? Let's just grab a quick lunch before we head back home. As we're sitting there, I look at the bar and realize, oh, they have that same rye, except much like yours, it had a date. And we're 1792.
I had a bottle of that not too long ago.
I don't care. I'm just like, hey, man, let me get a shot of whatever the hell this was, the rye. He's like, sure, dude. Gives me one, take it down. I'm like, God damn, that is really good. So now we finish lunch, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get another one of these. So he saunters over, and he just says, look, I'm not making a judgment call here, but I don't think you know how much it costs. And once you say something like that, yeah, I'm like, the shot, he goes, yeah, same thing. There's $75 a pop. I'm like, I did not know that. He's like, I didn't think you knew that based on how fast you took down the first one and the fact that you ordered the second one. So I'm just letting you know. So this dude was cool. He only charged me for one. He gave me the second shot. Then he's like, I'll cover you on the second. I have no idea why. I don't know, like a fan or something like that. He just said, I'll cover you on the other one. Do not tell my boss I'm doing this. I'm like, why would I go to your boss to tell them that you're doing this? But I won't. So I ended up just leaving a very hefty tip to cover the shots and give him a little extra money on the side. Just a quick side note, when we were coming back from Arizona, Phoenix, last weekend, whatever it was, get to the airport early. The wife and I, we're going to grab a couple of cocktails. And I had 2 beers, 1 shot of Jack. She got 1 mixed drink. It was over $100.
Yeah.
Just like you have got.
And when they have
the airport's brutal.
I know it is, and I always expected to be, and I wasn't like ignorant of that fact. But again, 2 beers, a mixed drink, which by the way she said was absolutely terrible, and and 1 shot of Jack, not even a double, just because she was sitting with me, right? So I'm like, yeah. And you know this. She even knows it to be true. Like, yeah, I'll do a single. But, yeah, we took it down. We got the bill. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Believe it or not, where we have the beer in the airport, in SeaTac, the Brewtop Social.
Yeah.
The beers are amazingly priced. They really are. So, like, it's not they do not rip you off up there.
Right.
It's the same exact equivalent of getting a drink downtown. However, when you're at the airport, much like what I realized when I was at Roy's, okay, these are not bartenders, you know.
They measure the shot.
They use a jigger.
That
they give
pisses me off.
You're like, you cannot believe that this is a shot because everybody else that you know who gives you a shot at your local bar gives you a shot, but you don't understand that going in because you forget that they're being generous.
That. My wife had to explain that to me. It's probably about 3 years ago. And I think it was at the airport. And anyway, he hands me this glass, Jack. And I'm like, he got the bottom of the glass. I'm like, what the F is this? It's not a shot. And my wife's like, no, that is a shot. She's like,
that's a normal shot.
You get basically quadruple shots based on the places you go because you can take it down. And then when you order a double, they give you the equivalent of 6 shots. She goes, you don't get normal size shots. That's a shot. And I'm like, that's a ripoff.
It backfired on me. I was talking to a bartender, and she worked at a bar I know.
Yeah.
That's kind of famous for just being one of those places.
Sure.
So she poured me a shot, and I went, you're not going to make it like you do at the other place? She was like, all right, smartass. It was like the end of the night. Just like a whole rocks glass. I think I left half of his hand. I was like, I should have said anything.
What was the last thing that you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
At Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com.
Ding dong.
We've done your homework.
Cash in on the nostalgia with Barron's Payback Program. Your old system has history. Your new one has savings. Get $110 for each year of your old equipment's age. Get up to $5,000 in savings with a high-efficiency heat pump upgrade. Plus, one customer wins a free system install and another wins a free water heater. But don't wait too long. Barron's Payback Program ends February 28th. Call Barron Home Services today. No purchase necessary. Visit barronheating.com for details.
I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, and my new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Listen to and follow Unpaused, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
The mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
What was the last big thing that you splurged on and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK. Couple comments here.
Good, because the phone lines just dropped.
All over the board. Yeah, if you're on hold, call back 206-803-ROCK. Person said, I spent tons of money, way more than I want to talk about, on a gaming PC. I don't know anything about gaming PCs. I guess they've got more memory in them, or
I guess you can kind of custom build them, is my understanding. My son has a gaming PC, but it is a PC that we bought that he games on. But there are people that I know kind of, look, I'm not smart enough to do it, but whatever they do, they kind of jack this thing up. Right, all the kind of components, and they can play pretty much any freaking thing on Earth, is my understanding.
Right, it's more complicated than just having like a...
You didn't just buy this thing, right? You bought all the parts, all these different things to go together. But look, but here's the thing. If you game, I mean, if that's your hobby, that's hours every day, it's worth it.
Yep.
Yeah. Break it down by time, you didn't spend that much per hour playing.
Went to the Rams-Seahawks game last year. That was an expensive ticket for me. Here's a good one. Look, I had to move out of Seattle to a cheaper apartment.
Yeah.
But I'm in my mid-30s. So even though it probably equaled out on the difference in the rent for an entire year, I got movers. Pizza and beer to friends and family that are in their mid-30s or older isn't quite as good of a deal as it sounds. When you're in your 20s, I just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah, sure. I get it.
Oh, here you go, Ted. CPAP machine. I have sleep apnea. Thought this thing was going to change my life. 6 months later, I literally was never able to fall asleep with it. And now it's just sitting there because I can't afford to miss any sleep. So I guess it doesn't work for everybody. It depends on the machine.
No,
it
depends on if you get that full face mask, too. A lot of people talk about the old ones. They just hated them.
They're terrible. I had one. It was absolutely awful. I mean, it was...
Yours is what? Just the nose tube, right?
Right, so there's a strap that goes around your head. Then it's like two kind of thicker.
Yeah, so it's
They
not
just
as
stick right
intrusive as, putting on a full.
Yeah, and the cord's long enough. I mean, I could twist on either side and try to fall asleep. And
that is huge, yeah.
It says if you know, you
Just
know,
gotta
but
put it on.
If you know, you know. But between travel, equipment, and everything else, scuba diving is a very expensive hobby.
I can believe that, right? If nothing else, the travel, because you can't really scuba dive.
Well, you can scuba dive in the Puget Sound.
You can, but you need a different suit for that, right? Because the water temperature.
Yeah, you definitely need a wetsuit. Honestly, guys, I've spent the most of my life money on drugs, vehicles, and a home in that order. Proud to say I just smoke weed now, but still, those were some expensive days.
Yep.
Spent $12K on a vacation to Africa and Europe. Don't regret it at all. Here's some advice. Says, guys, believe it or not, I believe a big house is a waste of money. When I was younger, I used to think I wanted a big home. But now that I actually own one, and it's only 2,000 square feet, I'm thinking it's still too big. We spend all of our time in the kitchen, TV room, or just sleeping in the bedrooms. Never use the dining room, never using the formal living room.
I think it depends how your house is laid out. If you have a formal living room, you're not going to use it. I think that's why they call it a formal living room. We use our dining room, but it's become arts and crafts and homework table. But it's definitely used. I just, outside of holidays, I don't know the last time I sat down to eat there.
Mm-hmm. Don't make fun of me, guys. I spend about $3K a year on my model train collection and the sets that I make.
Look, I would not make fun of you for the money you spend. We just make fun of you as an umbrella thing for being the train enthusiast.
I think it's cool as hell.
We understand that it costs money, right? All the miniatures, all the crap that goes on. I know you like it.
Something like gaming, though. I mean, if you're working on that thing for an hour, 3 or 4 nights a week, after a while, that seems fair.
It's worth the money, right?
And people really do try to replicate, the landscape, the cities.
Oh, I know.
Whatever they're doing.
My brother was kind of into that for a while when he was younger. I think up until he went to college, really, and just got distracted by things like women and alcohol. But yeah, he definitely started getting into the train thing, and
Lionel is a much more expensive hobby than Tycho.
And my father was not prone to many outbursts, but when Christmas would roll around and you kind of give him your Christmas list, I could tell my brother was asking for more train stuff because it does start to get expensive, and just like, God damn it, can you get a different hobby, right? Because, it starts cheap, but if they get into it, man, you pay a lot of money.
Couple more skiing, guys, not cheap. Divorce. Just don't get married twice. And Apple products. What was the last big thing that you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola!
Hola!
So, I went to the Offspring concert last September, and oh my God, it was my first concert. I won tickets from you guys, and I spent over $400. It was amazing.
What did you spend What did you spend? So, if you got the tickets from us, congratulations, by the way. Where did your $400 go? Was it a climate pledge, in which case you got 3 drinks? Was it on T-shirts or what?
It was at White River, and I got 3 T-shirts, a hoodie, a hat, and plenty of drinks.
All right,
so you
the
spent your
hoodie
money
will
on
get you.
But at least you still have that stuff.
We think.
Oh, yes,
Look, it's more expensive than it should be, but you still have it. So, and the memories that go with it. So,
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I took lots of videos and took pictures. It was amazing. Again, it was my first concert with one of the bands that I grew up with. So it's core memory now.
Yeah. All right, then that's all that matters. Who would you like to see next? Like, what are the next 2 bands you would like to see?
Shinedown. They're one of the first ones that come to mind. And Evanescence.
Okay. All right. When you go to a concert, if you really like the band, they're one of those bands that, you grew up with, or this is your bucket list band, you will go and you will buy the apparel no matter how much it is. Yep. You'll get exactly what you want. T-shirt, $60. Sure, I'll throw $60 at a T-shirt. You don't even think twice about it. The only time that I'm deterred from that is sometimes the lines get so big where I'm like, I'm not waiting in line for that.
That's it.
And at the end of the show, if I walk by it and it's not nearly this busy, I will go buy the shirt that I want that I'm looking at right now. And typically, the end of the show, when you walk by, you should have waited in line the first time because now it's twice as big as when it was earlier.
Or sometimes you wait till the end of the show and they're sold out of all the stuff you want.
Your size no longer exists.
Yeah. Correct.
Everyone says they're an extra large. I don't know what it is. I mean, you could be 5'2", you could be 6'9". Somehow, extra large is the size shirt you need. And if you miss out on it, they're like, okay, I've got large, which is just too short for me. We have double XL, in which case I'm swimming in it. Or, of course, we have small. I don't want small. We have women's. Well, I'm not a woman. I don't want that. Yeah. So, but you're right. The older I get, the less likely I am to stand in a line for anything.
According to my wife, fishing gear. I spend way too much money on fishing stuff. Why do you need another pole? Another person says their collection of watches. Guys, I had no idea how much money I was paying for subscription TV services until I added it all up and checked my monthly bill. Holy cow, I did not know I was doing that.
Oh, yeah. Just don't.
Our question, what was the last big thing you splurged on and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
Again, I think it depends on if you actually use them.
Well, this is what I discovered in my house, all right? So now if you buy a TV, instead of just plugging it in and it works, you got to go through all the crap to, do this, I own this, you got to add this stuff, blah, blah, blah. So when they're done, like all those icons pop up for all the streamers on the bottom. And in my mind, I know we have Netflix, because my wife will watch that a bit.
You have Disney Plus.
I have Disney Plus, because they had The Mandalorian. Beginning and end of the conversation why I got it. A few others, but I'm pretty much just standard cable network, blah, blah, blah. And every once in a while, I'll go do a streamer if there's something very specific I want to see. So I had said to my wife, I'm like, why do we have all this crap? I don't watch any of it. She goes, you don't. 3/4 of this house does. So I realized between her and the kids, they're all good. I have no idea what they're watching. I could not tell you, but every time I turn on the TV, I take it back to Xfinity because it's, or as my son calls it, old people TV. And he's not even joking. He watches everything on YouTube, and then there's a few reruns of shows that ran while we were alive that he's attached to, but they're on all these different streamers. I'm like, okay, so we do actually use all of these. She's like, everyone except you. Yes, we do.
What was the last big thing you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
I mean, some of them I just have for sports.
Yeah, exactly. But again, you are a sports freak. It makes sense. You
Right,
have
like
the Willow channel, man.
Yeah, for cricket. And then this year I gotta finally break down and get Apple because F1 moved over there.
Does Willow show anything other than cricket?
No, it's cricket 24 hours a day.
That is what blows
Sometimes
my mind.
they
It's
show
not that
shows-
it's a channel that has cricket. It's that the only thing they show is cricket.
Yeah, and then sometimes in the summer, if it's a little slow, they'll just show like cricket-related shows, like people doing like
Hard Knocks of cricket.
Yeah, or I watched a female cricketer try to catch a ball from a helicopter.
Okay, yeah.
Well worth it. That sounds like
How much is that a month? I got to jump all over that.
It's $16 a month.
All right.
16.
Yeah.
How much do you think you watch?
So next month or the next
when
couple
football's
months,
done, right? And
football's done, and then the IPL is what I like, and that fires up. I want to say February, March, April. So it's a pretty quick season. And then in the summertime, you'll get some ODIs. It's a one-day international.
Okay.
There's other tournaments, so there's other stuff going on.
You're like a user. Like, I'm a drug user. What drug are you on? Name it.
Right.
That's you. Like, it doesn't
got.
matter.
Whatever you got, I'm in.
Yeah. Hello, Clint. Welcome to the men's room.
Yes, sir.
Hola.
Mine is guitar equipment. I'm sure Thrill can relate to this, but so I splurged, came across money, got a Gibson ES, cost me about $5,000. If it ever gets destroyed, I don't think I could ever find another one. I got it straight from Gibson, and I love it. I mean, I'll probably die with it.
Now, how often do you use it?
Well, I've got 10 guitars, so I have to kind of pick and choose. But I would say probably at least 5-6 hours a week.
All right, so you do use it. I was wondering, is it like a fine bottle of whiskey where you like every once in a while it's a special occasion you whip it out, or is it?
See, I don't like
a day-to-day player.
For sure. Yeah, it's like if you're going on a date, you're getting dressed up, you're taking her to a nice restaurant. Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Okay.
All right. No, I get it, man. I get it. My wife, she'll loosen up about like certain equipment I will buy. Like, so if you're buying pedals and stuff, like, what does the pedal do? I'm like, listen, if the bass could make the sound on its own, I wouldn't need the pedal. The point is you have the pedal to create this thing, right? But if it's a whole new bass, then she's like, well, how many do you have and how many do you need? I'm like, okay, first of all, you don't need to know the answer to either of those questions. But what I will tell you is I have plenty and I don't need one, but I really want one. And my joy when it comes to spending money is on stuff you want.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, we pay the bills we pay the mortgage. Not excited about that. I'm happy we can do that, but I'm not like, oh, yeah. I live in a house every day. It works itself out mathematically, but I'm like, there's no joy. And then this base that I want is less than our mortgage, and it brings me immense joy. Yep. It doesn't always work, but that's the argument I make every time.
With comprehensive reports on local schools you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Curious about where a school ranks in the state? Look no further. Percentage of teachers in their first or second year? We've got it. Lowest student-teacher ratio? No problem. The best cafeteria lunch in the district for your 9-year-old food blogger? Would it surprise you if we said yes? Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Cash in on the nostalgia with Barron's Payback Program. Your old system has history. Your new one has savings. Get $110 for each year of your old equipment's age. Get up to $5,000 in savings with a high-efficiency heat pump upgrade. Plus, one customer wins a free system install and another wins a free water heater. But don't wait too long. Barron's Payback Program ends February 28th. Call Barron Home Services today. No purchase necessary. Visit BarronHeating.com for details.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
What was the last big thing you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Charlie. Welcome to the men's room.
Good evening.
Hola.
The last big thing I splurged on was about 25 G's, and I was chasing my wife from Seattle to Washington, D.C. on a bicycle. By which I mean she was on a bicycle and I was driving the truck and pulling the trailer.
She drove the whole way.
Yeah, she rode a bicycle from the Space Needle to the Washington Monument.
Wow. Was she raising money for charity?
No, it was a race.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
And how much did she spend?
About 20. Well, I spent about 25 grand.
Yeah.
She has no idea how much that trip actually cost.
But she made it.
I will never tell her.
Would she be upset that it cost that much? Would she be upset, or would she feel bad if you told her how much it cost?
I think she would feel real bad that we spent that much money, but honestly, it made her happy. That makes me happy. I'm calling that a win.
You are correct.
What was one place across the country you hope to never see again?
Most of northern Nebraska.
Oh, dude, you're not wrong. No, seriously. I mean, like I said, people from Nebraska are like, don't come here. There's nothing.
Was it just the boringness of the drive?
People are amazing.
Yeah, the people are great.
They're great, but there is nothing. It's people and wheat, and that's it.
People and wheat.
Yeah,
there's not even that many people.
And he's not kidding, man. I mean, there's nothing in Nebraska except wheat as far as the eye can see.
And it's a big state.
It is a big state, especially if you're going east to west. Dad, I'm sure there's a better way we could have gone through there. And then when you're a little kid, cross-country trips are boring enough when you're a kid. Because we weren't stopping to see things. It was just we're going from point A, upstate New York, to point B, which is Los Angeles, California. And my brother would show me on the map, and I'm like, that's about as far as you could possibly drive. He's like, yep. And for whatever reason, my father would find the dullest possible route to get there. Oklahoma, no offense, state's boring. Nebraska is easily...
Well, if you take 10, you got to go across Texas.
I know, but... At least in Texas, you just say, I'm in Texas, okay? Now, it doesn't make the scenery look any better or anything like that, but Texas at least carries some attitude. It's got some swag. Nebraska, you're like, oh, my God. And my mother would always try to entertain us, and she would say things like, hey, guys, look out the window. There's cattle. Okay, we lived around the corner from a farm, all right? So me and my brother, like, you mean like the cows like the bakers have in their effing farm? Yes, they look exactly the same. These things don't excite us.
She did try.
She did.
What was the last big thing you splurged on, and was it worth it? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Aiden. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
How are you guys doing?
Doing great, man. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, no, so the last big thing I splurged on was my car for sure. I spent, I think, about $400 on the wing for my car, which still haven't put on.
How long have you had it? How long have you had the wing?
I've had it for easily over a year and a half, maybe 2 years now.
So you bought it,
right
you
after
just
I
haven't
bought
put
it-
it on.
Did you get your pilot's license yet?
No, for my car.
I understand. I just figured if anybody put a wing on their car, they're trying to fly.
No. You know, I've thought about it, but that's not even like the worst of just buying the wing. I also bought like $350 worth of paint and started painting the wing, and I got maybe one part of a 5-piece wing finished, and I went and actually tried and looked for it a few months back, and of all the parts I couldn't find was the one part I finished painting. The rest of them I was able to find, but the one part I finished painting, couldn't find it.
What kind of car you got?
I got a 95 Coupe Impreza Subaru.
I bet that thing flies. I mean, no pun intended.
Right.
I mean, it drove great before I started like doing all the work to it, because I swapped a newer transmission in, and I decided to get the motor from an SVX. So rather than 115 horsepower, it should push like 230. But I'm sitting here trying to do all the wiring to it, and man, it's a little annoying to sit here looking over 2 or 3 different wiring diagrams to try and make sure you're doing the work the right way.
How old are you?
I'm 25 now.
Okay, that's the zone. Now, when I was younger, whatever my car was, I tried to do anything I could to make the car cooler, because it was, unlike your car, it was not a cool car to begin with.
So your car starts pretty strong.
It's like, man, I need mud flaps on this thing. On that thing? Yeah, man, I need mud flaps. I need
all that stuff.
I need an Alpine stereo. I need a big bass in the back.
Did you get a stolen Alpine for it?
That's the one I
could
put
say
in there.
for
But I still
sure
had to buy it hot.
Definitely. I could say for sure it definitely is an amazing car, even with the original motor it had. Like, the ice storm we had about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I was able to swing it across almost 4 lanes and spin it back around, because I tapped the brakes and started sliding down the hill on the other side, and everyone that did the same thing was crashing into each other. So I jammed it in a second, floored it, and threw it into the oncoming lanes. And right as I passed over the center line, I spun the wheel back around, and it spun all the way around. And right as the rear tire was about to touch the curb, it caught traction and just grazed the curb. And I was able to keep the traction and pull it back through and get to work.
Did you poop your pants at all?
I was real close to, and my buddy in the passenger seat was looking at me the whole time like, holy crap, man, I don't know if this is going to go good.
Good times.
But you pulled it off at least.
Good times. Still to come, your guess is as good as mine. Our categories, we have the most expensive U.S. cities to drink in and your Seattle Seahawks. Plus, we get your emails coming up next in the men's room at KISW.com.
Huddle up. We got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, and my new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Listen to and follow Unpaused, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
We've been the trusted experts since 1960 because nobody knows tires better than we do. And with over 90 tire brands, we have an abundance of options in stock for your vehicle. Buy and drive today at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Homes.com has collaboration tools to help home shoppers search, share, and discuss home shopping with family, friends, and their agent directly through the site. Though it was fun to get that email from your husband about that 3-bedroom in the hills, to which you replied via text that you would never live in the hills and you'd like to find a 3-bedroom closer to the beach. To which he replied, "Why are you so uncompromising?" A fun way to spend an afternoon, but we think it's just a tad bit easier our way. Homes.com. Ding dong. We've done your homework.
Hey guys, Fly on the Wall is back for another season. That's right, on audio and video every Monday and Thursday.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Your guess is as good as mine. Cut out the categories, the most expensive U.S. cities to drink in, and the top 10 Seattle Seahawks of all times. But first, time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
And a few from our question, what was the last thing that you splurged on? Was it worth it? Olabacholas. Technically, the last big purchase I made was Super Bowl tickets for this year's Super Bowl.
Oh.
I bought them after they put them on sale to the 49ers. Use StubHub, not Ticketmaster. They have a feature that lets you sell back your tickets on the market. If the Hawks couldn't get past the Rams, I had it out. Considering the prices you mentioned at the start of the show, I got a steal. Still over $1,500 in fees. My final price is $8,535, but not nosebleeds, section 106 and way low.
Oh, wow.
Damn. It's that weird wedge-shaped section next to the tunnel where the teams come out. Was it worth it? I don't know. I'll tell you after the game. Other than that, I made some fairly pricey instrument purchases I mentioned in the past. Multiple Warwick basses that average about $3,000 a piece. The Yamaha TRB 6P 6-string bass I bought, about $2,500 is, quote, affordable. And nope, I don't regret any of those purchases. More fun in the low end. Thrill knows what I mean. That from Edgar in San Jose, California, vacationing in San Jose, Costa Rica.
Oh, all right. Trade one for the other.
I will say, luckily somebody hooked me up with a ticket, so I didn't have to pay for the ticket. But even just going down to the national title game, right? Because it's college, so you only have a couple weeks to figure it out.
Yeah,
was super expensive. But unlike yesterday, Washington lost to Michigan in that game,
right?
And I can't explain it to you. Like, don't get me wrong, we still had a blast down there. But damn, like when you lose that game, it just sucks.
But I do think, when it's your sports team, the one thing that I know to be true, no matter how much money you spent to be at the event, if your team loses, the emotional anguish outweighs any money you spent. It just,
correct.
Like that, you're not thinking, oh man, I wish I didn't spend that money. Like, you're upset your team didn't win. If your team wins, you're like, I'd have spent 8 times this much to watch that, right?
Right, like when it got down to it and like, the Huskies, like, they had one of their drives, they just stalled out.
Yeah.
So at that point, Michigan's going to win, right? So we had good seats. We were like on a club section or whatever. So as we're leaving, Michigan people are clamoring, like, can we? Because we were close to the front. We were only like,
they want your seats?
Yeah, we were like, go ahead, no big deal. But you get into like the club section, the club level, you know what I mean? And there's just dejected Husky fans, but there's no other fans up there. And as we walk out, I just scream.
Sadness.
I scream the F word probably louder than I ever have. And there's got to be 6 cops right in front of me. One cop looks at me and goes, "Yeah, I get it, man. That's a tough loss." I was like, you know me. I was like, right. Sorry. I didn't mean to scream that loud.
I get it.
Guys, our last big thing was a trip to Greece with my wife and daughter, business class, to see my dad. $9K for the tickets. Another, my 55-inch TV from 2013.
Business class, by the way, is awesome when you travel internationally. I was telling somebody the other day, we were lucky enough to sit in business class coming back from Germany.
We call it first class in the States, but yeah, business class there.
Right. And then after our layover in Chicago, I was in that middle seat. And I was like, it was a harsh dose of reality. I'd gone from Risotto to middle seat.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, my 55-inch TV from 2013 died last April, got a new 55 mini LED. It was like stepping into the future. I was noticing colors in movies I'd never seen before. Here's another bass one for you, Steve. Threw down for a Mike Lull custom bass after my dad passed, just north of 5K. And then Mike passed during the process.
Oh, damn.
For Christmas, the wife and I decided that we wanted a prime rib roast for dinner. We bought a 6-pounder. So we ate prime rib like 3 different times that week.
Nothing wrong with that.
All the guys, since Christmas, refrigerator died 2,000-ish. Wind blew over a west-facing fence, 3,000. Rainstorm knocked a tree over onto the neighbor's yard, taking south-facing fence. Tree service to remove the rest, $6,000. South-facing fence, $4,500. The price for paradise, I guess. Here's another from the Ginger Midget. My most recent splurge was $400 for a new drain pump on my Whirlpool washer. Totally worth it, not having to go to the laundromat.
Yes.
Splurge I'm looking forward to is my trip to Mazatlan with the Elk Plain Drifter, Amy Jean, and Nicole. We leave in 10 days. And we'll be there during the Super Bowl. Go Hawks.
Where are you staying in Mazatlan? I'm just curious to know.
And we'll have to catch a live day online. We're staying at my mom's timeshare. So really, the only splurge was on the airfare and spending money. It's going to be great. Spent $7,000 on a 9-day New Zealand trip last year.
Ooh.
Bungee jumped over the Harbor Bridge. Zip-lined over Vineyard fancy hotels. Best money I've ever spent. That from Drew. And wheelchair rugby, guys, is my splurge. I spent close to $10,000 a year on travel, hotel, and equipment to play a recreational sport. But damn, I love it.
I feel you, man. My son playing travel volleyball. It just, my wife was, when we did Unwrapped in December, she was in L.A., so that costs whatever it costs. We just went to Phoenix. We have Vancouver coming up.
Well, at least you can drive there.
We can drive there. This is what pisses me off about this, all right? So we went there last year, and it was cool. We stayed downtown, and downtown Vancouver has got it going on, man. Some were hungry, just walk out the door, a million different places to go. So I'm talking to my wife about it over the weekend. She's like, well, this time the team hotel, it's near the airport. And I said, that'd be cool if anyone were flying. Everyone from Seattle's driving. The reason we're staying out there is because everyone was bitching about how much it costs to park in downtown Vancouver.
Yeah.
They're not wrong. And then we get to go to Orlando. So while all of this is fun and it's cool and I love watching them play, this adds up, man, between hotels and airfare and all that. Just like, bro, if you win for no other reason, just justify the cost.
Dude, have you seen hotels now are charging, I think it's crazy they do it in Vegas. But, I know hotels in town now that'll charge a resort fee. And it's like, resort fee? You're a hotel. They don't even have a pool.
I will say this.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a weight room. That's
if
about
the
it.
place we just stayed in, Tippy, I don't know if it did. If they charge a resort fee, I want to know what that was.
What is
That's
the
what I'm
resort?
saying. That's what my buddy was. He's like, look, and he's like, because he was just in town for a couple of days, and he always stays right around. And he's like, he's telling the guy at the front desk, he's like, look, I'm not mad at you. He goes, second of all, he goes, I'm just annoyed. I booked this room, and then you hit me with almost $80 in charges and fees.
A resort.
Right. He's like, I could have just stayed somewhere else.
Yeah. All right, so here, let's get a contestant on the line now for Your Guess is as Good as Mine, 206-803-ROCK. Your guess is as good as mine coming up. But first, we do have one birthday email brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Guys, we would love to wish Hottie Scotty a happy 37th birthday. How about those dirty Germans talking about people who have no butts? Much like Scotty himself. Much love, guys. That from Brittany.
Yeah, us dirty Germans, of course, we're all about that ass, all about that backside. But even if you don't have a butt, there's only the orifice that we care about.
John, sometimes these people without butts have the biggest boobs.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Ya's the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Mom. A couple extra emails real quick here. What was found? Ola Bacholas. Being a rock station, you would appreciate this. Not my find, but still incredible. A few years back, before Christmas, my sister calls me and says, do you like White Zombie? I said, yeah. And she left it at that. Well, at Christmas, when I was opening my gifts, I am staring at a black and white Geffen Records promo photo signed by the entire band. My jaw hit the floor. I asked, where in the F did you find this? She said she was at a yard sale, and the lady running it worked radio in the radio industry for 30-plus years. And since my sister expressed interest in this, she got it for free, claiming no one wanted to buy it. I'd say that's an epic find. Thanks for the killer work, and keep up the funny. To the best radio show in Seattle. Thank you, Scott. We appreciate that. And one more on losing stuff. Pachola's last month during a trip to Spain, I lost my wallet on a train ride from Madrid to Barcelona. Placed my wallet on the pocket of the seat in front of me. My dumbass forgot about it. I had $200 and like 300 euros plus all my cards, ID. Of course, whoever found it decided to keep it.
Well, yeah.
Never keep all your cash and cards in a single place, guys.
And don't take it out of your
pocket. Man, that front seat on any kind of travel thing is tough. When you
I
put the
can't.
phone in there,
I'm with Thrill, though.
It's my wallet. That is on me.
I'll take my phone out of my wallet, but I very rarely will ever take my wallet and just sit it somewhere.
No.
I mean, I'll do it at home.
I actually had to find my wallet this morning. It wasn't in my usual place, as much as Miles and I were bragging about being creatures of habit, to be fair. Got a little tipsy Saturday night, so it was still in the front pocket of the pants I wore there. But for about 10 minutes, I'm just like, you've got to effing be kidding me.
Great.
Keep on. There's not even any cash in it, but still.
Time for Low Your Guess is as good as mine. It's an easy game to play. You get to pick from one of two categories and try to get as many right in said category before three strikes, and you're out. Steve, who is our contestant? Ready to play Your Guess is as good as mine.
Assuming that's one of those got over the bar, just took the jeans straight off. Crawled in bed.
I retraced my steps and I said, I bet you I found them in the pocket of those pants because we were a little tipsy.
If I ever wake up and my clothes are on the floor, like I just disappeared out of them,
check your pockets.
Oh yeah, I know how drunk I was.
Oh yeah. Hello, Jesse. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Jesse, welcome to the program, and Your Guess is as good as mine. Easy game to play. You pick from the 2 categories we have and try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes and you're out. So, Jesse, what we have for you is the 10 most expensive cities to drink in and the 10 greatest Seattle Seahawks of all times. So, Jesse, what category would you like to go with?
Oh, well, I hate to go away from the exciting time that we're in with the Seahawks, but I think I'm going with the drinking.
You're going with drinking.
Wow. Something she knows well, I get the feeling.
All right. Jesse, hopefully you've done a little traveling throughout this great country of ours, and we have a list of the 10 most expensive cities to drink in the United States. Now, they do give us a state average, but the state average is nowhere near what it costs to drink in these cities.
Sure.
Okay? So you know how the game is played. Try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes, and you're out.
All right. I was just here last weekend. I know for a fact this is going to be on there. New York City.
New York City. You're not going to believe this. It is not one of the 10 most expensive cities to drink in.
In the U.S., we're saying.
Sure
that is correct.
Like it.
Hey, I'm right there with you, Jesse. I thought for sure. No brainer.
As a matter of fact, they have one of the cheapest prices or mid-average price for a domestic beer and wine than any of the cities in this list. They barely, they cracked the top 20.
I'm assuming it's going to be like Seattle, San Francisco,
Those
Boston.
are the 2 on my board, yeah. I got Seattle and San Francisco on my board.
Yeah, I was going to go San Francisco next.
San Francisco's number 8. Now, in California, the average alcohol expenditure is $1,000 per adult annually. Local bar price is about $8.50 for a beer and $6.50 for a middle grade cocktail. Glass of wine will cost you about $17.
All right.
Okay. You got one right with San Francisco at number 8.
All right. Another expensive place I've been was Honolulu.
Honolulu.
Have that on my draft board as well. And we're both wrong again, Jesse.
Not one of the most expensive comparatively.
Damn.
We're both wrong.
Think big cities here.
Well, she started with New York.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, man, I think Seattle's on there. And just based on me traveling with a kid, yeah, because everywhere else I go, it's considerably cheaper. I don't know that is true, but at least everywhere I have been in the last 2 years traveling around the country, the prices are way, way, way lower.
Okay, let's do it. Seattle.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Damn. Believe it or not, the state of Washington, the average alcohol expenditure in the entire state is $1,070 per adult annually. That is the highest statewide figure out of the 50 states. We live in the most expensive state to drink, Seattle being the biggest city. That puts it at number 2 on the list.
Okay, I have a crazy one that might just end the game for me, but I feel like because of the culture and the taxes, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
But I like where your head is at. I mean, right, just the taxes itself, trying to discourage people from doing it. That actually makes a lot of sense. You were wrong, but I like where your head was at.
Okay. You guys want to give it a crack and try to find if you can fill in the blanks here. Jesse got Seattle right at number 2 and San Francisco right at number 8.
I'm going to guess L.A.
Los Angeles is number 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with Boston.
Boston, number 5.
All right.
Now, Ted, I'm going to get your opinion on this before I speak out loud, but I have to speak out loud for you to hear me because your ESP is crap. What do you think about Austin?
No.
You think is
I
Dallas?
thought it was cheaper.
By the way,
Okay.
we are done with the West Coast.
Maybe D.C.?
Oh, Washington, D.C. Yeah.
Not in the top 10.
Really?
Believe it or not.
Did you hear what I just said to you?
What? Oh, no, my ESP. I turned it off because you've been so bad at it over the years. You think Philly? I don't know, man.
All right, hang on.
Philly doesn't strike me as super expensive.
You said big...
Philly's number 9.
Is it?
Yep.
Maybe Chicago?
Chicago, number 4.
Damn.
I know.
Did you say Dallas? There's got to be a Texas one on there.
There are two in Texas.
Out of that, I mean, look, Houston's dirt cheap with everything, but that's why Dallas or Austin would be my guesses. I'll say Dallas.
Dallas, number 10.
I would say Houston over Austin.
Houston, number 3.
Really? Damn.
Yeah,
Two cities left.
Austin still has enough spots. Older
But trust me, you'd rather be in Austin than Houston.
100%.
One is really warm right now. One of these cities.
Miami,
number 6. One is really cold right now.
Okay, well, that nerves
I mean,
down
that's
too.
half the
Well,
country.
no, but normally very cold, regardless.
We already got Boston, very cold. We already got Chicago, very cold. Now it can't be Detroit. Nobody has money.
Minneapolis?
Number 7. There you go.
Why is Minneapolis so expensive to drink?
Minnesota average alcohol expenditure is $954 per adult annually. Local bar prices, $7 for a beer, $14 for a cocktail, $12 for a glass of wine, and $7.60 for mocktails. That's how it goes.
So what are the top 10 now?
Dallas-Fort Worth is 10. Philadelphia is number 9. 8 is San Fran. Minneapolis 7. Miami 6. Boston 5. 4 Chicago. Houston 3. Second is Seattle. Number 1 is Los Angeles. As far as the most expensive cities to drink in. Speaking of, coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
With comprehensive reports on local schools you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Curious about where a school ranks in the state? Look no further. Percentage of teachers in their first or second year? We've got it. Lowest student-teacher ratio? No problem. The best cafeteria lunch in the district for your 9-year-old food blogger? Would it surprise you if we said yes?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Hey guys, Fly on the Wall is back for another season. That's right. On audio and video every Monday and Thursday.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Yeah. Coming up here at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Hyundai is recalling nearly 84,000 vehicles due to a software malfunction that keeps the instrument panel from showing critical information, like the fuel gauge and the speedometer.
Uh-oh.
Really?
That's a problem.
I mean, come on, man.
I think they came up with a fix for being able to steal the car.
Oh, yeah?
I think they and Kia came up with a...
But Kia was the one everyone was stealing.
Right, they needed to.
Maybe they didn't steal Hyundais because they're like, we don't know if they have gas or not.
Yeah, right.
We don't know how fast we're driving.
I mean, those new Hyundais, I do like them, so I hope that they kind of turn those around.
I like the new Kias.
Yeah.
It's a good-looking ride, man. All right.
Right, and I feel like they are well built, and fortunately, they're
just easy to break in.
They were easy to steal.
Right, I haven't heard anyone complain about, what the automobile is in and among itself, other than, and someone stole it from the 7-Eleven.
Correct. As I like to say up on the block, so nice they stole it.
Yeah. So nice they steal
That's
it.
exactly right. A mysterious Dorito-shaped aircraft was seen flying over Area 51. Are we shocked anymore?
No.
There's got to be a better way to describe it than the shape of a Dorito.
It used to be a triangular-shaped craft. That's what we said, right? For decades, that is what they said. Now it's Dorito-shaped. Like, really? Is that
come on. Is that where we're at in this country?
Apparently.
We got to scare people through food.
Well, just like, how will they recognize it? Triangle's throwing them off. Tell them it looks like a Dorito. Well, come on. Like, what are we doing?
No, you're not wrong, man. Like, really? You've said triangle for decades, and now we're going Dorito.
You used to call it a flying saucer. Now it's just an Oreo that's spinning up in the sky.
Yeah, the flying Oreos. I wonder if Dorito gets any profit from that.
Right?
Hey,
Or
we're
unless
going to
they
use
did.
our name.
Right?
Or maybe the other ones who said, hey, can you start saying it's Dorito shaped?
I guess I would love to be like married to some woman and she comes in, she's like, there it is. And I'm like, is it bad? I'm like, is it a Cool Ranch or nacho cheese?
Ooh, hit him with it.
Right? She's like, it's Cool Ranch. Like, get in the bunker.
Going down.
Get in the bunker.
Nacho to bring in peace.
Yeah. It's a nacho cheese one. All right. That Cool Ranch Dorito ship shows.
War of the Worlds.
Right.
Hostile.
Pray to your God.
According to experts, you don't have to spend nearly as long in the gym as you think that you do to show results and to boost your health.
Awesome.
At the end of the day, just move.
Go to the gym.
I mean, how long do you need legitimately? Maybe 10
Right.
minutes. If you were physically going to the gym to do something, I think even if you did 10 minutes of whatever you're doing and you're pretty consistent about it, good.
Right. Well, and the the criticism there for a minute was, people don't want to go to the gym because they don't know what to do for an hour and a half in there, or they don't have the hour and a half to spend over there. They don't want to be there for an hour and a half.
Sure.
If you put in 30 minutes, even a little bit less, just work yourself,
Do
move
something.
a little bit, sweat a little bit. And you don't even have to. Just go walk. Just move.
Just walk to the gym and then walk home.
There you go. You'd be amazed what that'll do for you. Put your thinking caps on, Jen. It's time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you guys a 90% chance of success on this one. It is an O word and a noun. A noun brought to you by the letter O. And it's used to refer to somebody as big, clumsy, and slow-witted.
Ogre.
Not ogre. Very close, but no. Somebody big, clumsy, slow-witted. Clumsy is kind of the
oafish.
You're
oaf.
It's oaf. Yes.
Oaf.
Well
Oaf.
done.
Look at this oaf.
Look at this oaf here. I like the word oaf.
Would you even be mad if someone called you an oaf?
Yes.
Really?
Because to me, that's such a targeted word. It's not out there.
Targeted?
It is.
Wow. What do you mean?
You can call me stupid. You can call me a moron. You can
We've
call me
done
an
all of
idiot.
those
You
things.
have, and it doesn't affect me. You're like, Mike, you oaf. Like, oh.
Well, that's now it's on.
I also have the picture in my mind it means of larger carriage.
Yes.
Like if a guy weighed 115 pounds, you'd be like, you dumb oaf.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it just doesn't stick.
He's just an idiot.
Right. He's a moron.
Exactly.
Right.
An oaf is a henchman that screws things up, like in Looney Tunes.
And yet he stays employed.
Correct. He's Muggsy.
I meant to shoot the other guy. Oh, my bad.
Oops, you oaf. The city of Seattle ranks number 2 in the U.S. for quality of life. It's the affordability that we have issues with.
You think? I read that entire study today. I was like, well, no kidding.
Right.
I mean, the things that are good are good. Like education. Although I did say to Miles, like, look, I went to Baltimore City Public Schools. Quote unquote, the education sucks. I don't know if I'm stupid. Perhaps I am. But education is the value that your kid takes out of it. So you have the opportunity for education, but it doesn't mean they get a better education.
No.
And if it's a public school, you have the same federal mandates everywhere.
And access
you could be in
to,
Arkansas, you could be in Seattle. Like, to get their federal funds, they still have to do things a certain way, and it's up to your kid to pay
And
attention.
it's also
son.
access to great health care. We have it in Seattle. It's here. But will your insurance cover it? Yeah. The insurance is nationwide.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't, discriminate between cities.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter where you are,
Yeah,
no
you're
matter
right,
what
like-
you've got, man, you might not be able to get covered on whatever you need.
Yeah.
You have a heart attack in the middle of Nebraska, it's still going to be your health care, even if you have one here. So can you afford it?
Right. Yeah, access and
Look,
affordability are two different things.
I've been fighting for over a year to get Ted fought for years to get stuff covered.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to fight.
It's crazy.
And
to
it's
get
when the
basic stuff
doctors
done.
are. It's not
Yeah,
you
look-
saying, I want Botox for my forehead. I don't like my wrinkles. I get insurance saying, have fun with that.
Yeah.
But like the doctor has signed something that says this is a medically necessary thing for this particular individual.
Is this doctor more competent than other places? I believe so, yes, without question. Based on the quality of care you would receive from these people. But could you get it?
Right.
Is it attainable? Because you know what? The insurance companies don't care.
No.
No.
Airline travelers have given a new name to those that frustrate them at the airport. They're called belt bumpers. Have you guys heard of these guys?
I just read this yesterday because I wanted to see if I was one of these people.
Right. And I'm glad to say I'm not.
I'm the opposite of
Oh,
it.
that like stand there right by the luggage by baggage claim?
No. You go through TSA. You get to the other side. And the one thing, all right, so they have a little conveyor belt, whatever, and you put your crap in the bucket or the tray, and it's just the people to pull the stuff out of the tray. And just won't put the goddamn thing on the little shelf.
Oh.
Right, so when it ends up backing up, so when enough people don't do it,
Right,
it just
there's like
causes
9 of them sitting there.
Or you don't have access to the they're telling you to take all this crap off, but you can't just put it on the conveyor belt. You got to put it in the tray, which I get, but there's no tray. And when I read that, I'm like, all right, I'm not one of them.
Now, the only thing that deterred me from this, there was one airport, and I don't remember if it was Vegas or Phoenix, but one of the two of them, they had rules against stacking the totes yourself.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, which I didn't think was a thing. Like, you get done with your stuff and you stack it.
Sure.
And, boy, you'd have thought I brought a gun.
I mean,
I grabbed it and I was going to, don't stack the totes! Like, sorry.
I've been to a couple
My
of
bad.
those airports too, and I always do it out of habit.
Me too.
And I got yelled at too. I
usually.
usually once I get through, I pick up the bin and go sit down somewhere and
Yeah.
put on my shoes, put my belt back on. You know what I mean? Like instead of some people just stand there and it takes them forever to put stuff on.
Actually, when we were coming through Phoenix last week, going through the metal detector, I kept setting the thing off, all right? But they have the scanner next to it, even though you're getting irradiated after death. And I said, man, just scan me. And I like this woman. She goes, no, baby, I want to see what this is, right? So I'm just taking off all this different crap. I keep walking through. And actually, I was wearing these pants I'm wearing now. So I pointed, is it the zipper? She goes, no, it's too small. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm about to get naked. I don't know what else to do. She goes, you have an unopened pack of smokes in your pocket. I said, I do. She goes, I bet you, believe it or not, that little bit of foil.
Oh, really?
So my thing is, when she said the zipper was too small to set it off, I did not think there was any way possible. No. That little bit of foil, but that was it. So I did this thing 4 times. And now everyone's watching me, but it's almost like, ooh, what next? I just keep emptying more crap. And she's like, nah, I can scan you, but really, I want to see what it is. I'm like, all right. So, yeah, pack of smokes. Go figure.
For the older generation, it turns out that babysitting grandkids will slow cognitive decline.
Well, sure, I hope. Yeah. You're watching somebody's kids.
Right. Keep your mind active.
Yeah.
It's what it always comes down to it. No matter what it is, just keep your mind active. 78% of consumers trust videos with real people instead of AI-generated content.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully we didn't pay for that study.
I'm sure we did.
No, we did.
Some of it is, I mean, some of them are good. Some of them are just pretty obvious, too.
Sure. And look, I don't mind AI-generated content. I don't like when you as a business are trying to sell me something using AI.
If you're trying to convince me it's anything other than that. I mean, and again, I'm always like back and forth with AI. I'm like, it is what it is. It's just a tool. It's what you choose to do with it.
Right.
Makes the determination. Like if I buy a hammer, it's a hammer. If I smash you in the face with it, it's a weapon. So what is your intent when you have this tool, right?
Exactly. Miles, do you know what special day it is today?
Special day it is today? I do not.
Today is Dental Drill Appreciation Day.
I'm sorry, what?
I know.
Everybody needs love.
The Men's Room Top 10.
So I thought the same thing that you did. Why in the hell do we have a Dental Drill Appreciation Day? And then I started thinking about it. It's because there was a day and age where we didn't have dental drills.
You know, when you put it like that, that makes a lot more sense.
And we really, really, really would have liked them. So I went and looked up the, just honestly, 10 wild dental practices that have gone on throughout history. And it's kind of weird what I have found here. Are you ready for this? So very bottom of the list, calculus bridges is what they're calling it. So in general history, it's when you allowed or failed to remove massive tartar buildup, or calculus, that eventually formed a rigid structure bridging the teeth, which if removed could cause all of the teeth to fall out at once.
Because they're all basically glued together by that calcium.
Correct. And that was a practice back in the day. Like, let them fuse together. They'll be fine.
That's sexy.
All for one for all.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Well, seriously. I mean,
and like I feel like I've seen cleaning videos where I can see that they're clearly getting that calcium off of there, and it's freaked me out that it's ever gotten that big. So I'm glad I've never gone that far.
I have mineral-rich saliva, according to my dentist.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was like, I did not know that about myself.
Cavities are nothing new, and doctors sometimes used hot irons to cauterize the infected gums and tooth nerves.
Oh, man.
You thought you didn't want the cavities these days. Hang on there.
I'm going to run this by my kids, like, because they always freak out going to the dentist. What if they do this? I'm like, well, they're medical practitioners, so if they do discover this, that's the person you want to find us.
Correct.
They have been fine, but they freak out every time. I'm going to let them know.
Yeah, and that was back in the ancient Roman times. That was the highfalutin technology back then. Indoor plumbing and cauterizing cavities. Good job, everybody. Back in the early 1800s, there was a tool that administered mild electric shocks to the gums to numb pain during or filling teeth. The electromagnetic mallet.
I mean, I guess it was still better than nothing at all.
Right.
Somebody had to say, dude, zap my ass. It sucks, but it's better than not having
That'd
anything.
be a great prank to pull on someone, though. There's the dentist. You got like a real DeWalt drill and like maybe a jigsaw or something up on the counter. You know, like, we got this.
Don't you worry. Keep your mouth open.
Yeah, we're going to knock you out. You won't even know.
Anybody ever heard of Waterloo teeth? Again, these are 10 insane dental practices throughout history. Waterloo teeth. They were dentures back in the day. They were made out of ivory, or more commonly, teeth stolen from dead soldiers on battlefields.
Damn.
Yeah, that's one of those things about George Washington. That's all he had, wooden teeth. They're like, they weren't wood. His teeth were a combination of ivory and teeth taken from slaves.
No kidding.
That's what he had in his mouth, yes.
But they say it was wood then.
Because telling children the truth about something like that kind of distorts.
Kids don't need to know that.
That's exactly it. So you got to sell it a little better, right?
Mike is cocaine on the list.
Hold that thought, Miles.
Okay.
Hold that thought. I'm going to screw this up. Etruscan gold grills. This goes back to 700 BC. So wealthy Etruscan women had healthy teeth removed and replaced with gold bands or bridges to showcase status.
Okay. And it's taken over in the hip-hop world.
Right. But at least that one, they're just going over the top of it. This one,
That
they're
is
like,
correct.
nah, rip the good teeth out, put in the gold stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I want to say, even if you get those grills, like, you got to make sure you take them out and stuff.
Yes, you do.
Clean them.
Because there's somebody, I think it was a rapper or something, was like, oh, I've been taking them out in a year. And it was like, it was a mess.
Bud. No. 9,000-year-old drilling. Archaeological evidence shows early, surprisingly precise drilling into teeth, often molars, using flint tools as far back as 7,000 to 9,000 years ago.
Yeah,
Damn.
no.
Doggone flint tools, man.
Nope.
I'm all good. Let's see here. An old mouth rinse was a mixture of dog teeth boiled in wine, and that was used to stop decay.
Boiled in wine.
Yeah, boil up some wine,
Right.
throw some dog teeth in there, and apparently that just made a mouthwash that just cured all your ails right there.
Okay, it's the dog teeth that's bugging me on this.
What is that?
Why? Well, I don't know. I can't even propose to know. But like, what? Just boil the wine, man. I don't want the dog teeth.
Right, we don't need all that. We don't need to go there. Let's see.
Boiling
here.
wine seems weird to me as well.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't need to go there.
Yeah, I don't know. Just that term. Just sounds odd.
But again, the dog teeth you're okay with. It's the boiled
Hey,
wine.
people need teeth.
That's something that honestly the nerd next door would offer you. Like, would you like some boiled wine?
Sure.
Yeah. Like, why'd you boil it, dude?
Right.
Same reason I'm wearing a kilt.
I shouldn't even have come over here. I knew better.
That's Ricky.
Same reason I played the lute.
Right?
Because I'm mildly annoying, but awfully smart.
Sits in the sunroom playing his lute.
Yeah. Can we watch the game? I do not watch sports.
No.
God, great.
When you say watch the game, he's like, you want to come over Monday for a D&D.
Yeah.
Right. Or he watches like croquet.
I get crazy tonight. Have 4 boiled wines.
We really hit it last night.
God, dying. I had too much boiled wine.
I accidentally swallowed a dog tooth. You ever do that? No, I haven't.
I put in fangs.
Well, hell yeah.
From a dog?
Actual canines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, for me, it's the teeth that bug me, not the boiled wine.
All right.
What if we boil them in wine and, sanitize them? You okay with it then?
Are you going to filter them out?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm down.
As Miles mentioned,
Hell of a Super Bowl party coming up at Mike's place.
in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, cocaine was used as a local anesthetic in dentistry.
Yes, it was.
Some still use it, medically prescribed. And no, honest to God, they do. And my father, when he was a kid, they were still using cocaine to numb up your gums.
Mike, have you ever seen anybody do a line of coke and then they'll take what's left on the mirror and they'll run their finger over it and they'll brush their teeth with it?
Oh, every Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically the people you know. That's basically how they would numb my mom's gums before any kind of procedure.
No kidding. Just rub it up in there.
Yeah, and then they would give you some to take home so that if it was pain, you could use it as a local.
I'm sure that's exactly what you did.
And because of that, honest to God, man, when you look at the world of drugs and the medical world, dentists, man, they get hooked on stuff quicker than any other.
That's actually what they say there.
In the medical world.
It led to addiction or other serious health problems for both patients and practitioners. The widespread abuse of cocaine in dentistry eventually led to its prohibition in medical practice. But I guarantee you people were going to the dentist a lot more often.
I got to think, I don't know what loosened up on those rules, right? So there was cocaine, but now, I mean, Oxys, Percocet, all Xanax, right?
Right.
The same thing is happening. It's just a different drug.
Right. 10 insane dental practices throughout history. This comes from Elizabethan times. In England, I guess is how they're going to say that. Elizabethan, England. Anyway, crushed mice were mixed with herbs and applied directly to aching teeth to relieve pain. It was called mouse paste.
I would not tell anyone how to toothache. No.
Or I'm not going to tell you what the paste is made out of. Like, this will make you feel better. Like, okay.
Did it work?
No.
They did it, so that tells me that it did.
I think it's placebo.
Yeah.
I think you say, hey, because it's going to hurt no matter what. So you say, this is dulling the pain. We're not saying it won't hurt. We're just saying it would be worse without our mouth paste. Yeah. Because I feel like if it still worked, they would still do it. You would just distill it in a different way.
Sure.
This is made from ground up mouse.
From ancient Sumeria, we have the tooth worm theory. People believe that cavities were caused by a quote-unquote tooth worm that burrowed into teeth, leading to treatments like singing to them, using herbal remedies, or trying to lure them out with honey.
Okay.
Yeah, little teeth worm. And it makes sense. If you found a hole in a tooth, it's like, what burrowed that? Like, must be a worm. I don't know why the worm doesn't go anywhere, but...
You know, the enamel worm.
The enamel worm. And then I'll leave you with this last and final insane dental practice throughout the history. This comes from the Middle Ages. To cure toothaches and to balance humors, healers applied live leeches to the gums to draw out bad blood.
I believe that. That makes sense.
They'll still do that now, man.
I mean, that was like still the time though where people were doing like bloodletting and this and that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was poisonous blood, which is why you were feeling the way that you did. That's actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's where the barbershop pole comes from, because that was part of the one thing. Barbers were actually basically like the town doctor way back in the day, and bloodletting was part of it. And they would cut you up at the arm, and when they did, it would come down and it would spiral down your arm. And that's kind of how it became the,
so you got the
barber's pole, and it's blue and red there. Fun fact.
Huddle up. We got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
I'm Dana Carvey. I'm David Spade. Fly on the Wall's back for another season now on audio and video every Monday and Thursday. So many incredible guests will be joining us. Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts. Too good to be true.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.
A couple hikers in the UK needed emergency rescue services, and they showed their thanks in a pretty lame way, Miles.
How did they do that?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast 39-year-old LaToya Clark from Fort Pierce, Florida. Now, LaToya, she was scheduled to appear in court for conspiracy, money laundering, and wire fraud related to a multi-year scheme to file phony COVID relief applications, which is nothing new. But here's the thing. Her and the 4 co-conspirators, they submitted 92 bogus claims, which netted them $29 million, which was then laundered through multiple shell companies. Like, to their credit, they gave this a lot of thought. It took a little while to get caught. Thing is, they did get caught. Anyway, her trial was scheduled for last Wednesday, but when she was just a few blocks away driving to the courthouse, she ends up getting pulled over. Was she speeding? No. Broken tail light? No. Yeah, it turns out that the 2025 Ram ProMaster cargo van that LaToya was driving was stolen. And she's the one who stole it. Damn. They didn't even realize they did not connect all of the dots until the cops pulled her over and said, hey, man, the license plate pinged as a stolen vehicle. Her response, I know, I stole it. They say, cool. We got to take it to the courthouse. They get there. She's like, I'm already on the roll. They're like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, I'm here for the money laundering thing. They're like, well, here's the thing. Your trial's going to be postponed because now we have to pull you up on all these other things. She was out on $250,000 bond.
And stole a car.
You already made $29 million, right? Money laundering and all this, doing the fake COVID relief thing. And then you stole a frickin' van to drive to the court case about that. I get the feeling she'll be found guilty, but I don't know. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bijola.
All right, let's get a contestant on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Huddle up. We got one play. Everything we work for comes down to this.
Quick question. Speaking of workouts, how would you rate your athletic program?
Bro, we're in the middle of the state championship.
Oh, so like a B+ then?
Dude, get out of our huddle.
Well, at Homes.com, we leave it all on the field to get you detailed information on local schools.
Off the field.
Off the field. Copy. All right, go sports.
How'd he even get in here?
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
I'm Dana Carvey. I'm David Spade. Fly on the Wall's back for another season now on audio and video every Monday and Thursday. So many incredible guests will be joining us. Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts. Too good to be true.
It's so weird. This app shows that my credit score's pretty good, but I couldn't get the car loan.
Are you using myfico.com?
No, it's some other company.
Oh, you should get a MyFICO account instead. FICO scores are the ones used by 90% of lenders, and other credit scores can vary up to 100 points.
That would have been helpful yesterday.
Get the scores lenders use. Get the right FICO credit score for your credit goal, including your FICO scores used for mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards. Visit myfico.com or download the MyFICO app to get started today.
With a detailed agent directory you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Looking for a listing agent's contact info? We've got it. The agent with the most sales in your price range? Easy. Specialized agents with all the up-to-date info on your dream neighborhood? We'll know them. A Pisces who enjoys long walks on the beach? You've got other sites for that. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Cash in on the nostalgia with Barron's Payback Program. Your old system has history. Your new one has savings. Get $110 for each year of your old equipment's age. Get up to $5,000 in savings with a high-efficiency heat pump upgrade. Plus, one customer wins a free system install and another wins a free water heater. But don't wait too long. Barron's Payback Program ends February 28th. Call Barron Home Services today. No purchase necessary. Visit BarronHeating.com for details.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. Text the men's room at 206-803-ROCK.
TV Time with Ted brought to you by Xfinity. Give them a call, 1-800-XFINITY.
The men's room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Oh, I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Anthony. Welcome to the men's room.
Let's go Seahawks.
Hola. Good win for you yesterday, man. All right.
Oh yeah.
You understand how the game is played. By the way, I just want to say after the game, there are a lot of F-bombs dropped on my text line. F yeah. Mike Hawk, known specifically for the let's effing go. That's our news for Mike, yeah. Lots and lots of Fs.
There was a lot of Fs in the stadium.
I believe that.
I felt a little bad as a guy. I turned around. There was definitely a guy and a kid. It was like 10. I was like, sorry. And the guy was like, it's all right, man. We just won the title.
Yes.
I was like, all right.
He does not effing care.
We just got lost in that. Yeah.
He just learned a new word today.
All right, Anthony, you understand how this year game is played?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Speaking of the Seahawks, my birthday will be on Super Bowl Sunday.
So is that
nice?
So no one will care. No one will care it's your birthday, dude.
I know.
Yeah, legitimately.
You should take the Monday off after. Just take it off and be like, oh, it's for my birthday.
We're doing that, right, Ted?
I don't think so now. Seahawks are.
What?
Traditionally we do, but the only time we've worked is when the Seahawks have been in.
What are we going to do? Come on here, go. Hey, they won. Congratulations.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sure, I'll sound as
not
fired up as I do today.
You're going to sound worse.
People will still be drunk on Monday.
Yeah, I know. I know this.
If they win.
They're going to win. I'm telling you now, they're going to win. All right, Anthony, you have your choice today of one of three categories. We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. Hit me with your best shot, where you guess the unconventional object that someone chose to use as a weapon. And finally, today, we offer you license to spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
Interior decorating.
In this case, it was not the butt. He was bugging in his penis. A 23-year-old man from China, he had to endure excruciating pain after falling for what they call a traditional remedy that he found online. Now, it's unclear how the misguided man came across the folk remedy, but what we do know is that he went out of his way to give it a go. So he followed online instructions, always a safe bet, that directed him to place something into his urethra Franklin. Now, that part was a success. He managed to get it done. Unfortunately, said object drifted from his urethra and into his bladder, where it ended up sticking to one of the inner walls. Well, this caused the man so much pain that he went to the emergency room, where he had to explain to doctors what he had done. And they were skeptical at first, being that his story was so unbelievably stupid. But an ultrasound confirmed that the man was telling the truth. So doctors performed and I hope this never happens to me, it's the first time I've heard of it, a transurethral bladder foreign body removal surgery, which is as unfortunate as it sounds. But they successfully removed the blockage. Now, the man was able to urinate normally again, and his pain subsided. He was sent home. The question is, what did this guy slip into his ultimate no-no? Was it a leech? Was it a goldfish? Was it a Q-tip, or was it surgical string? So leech, goldfish, Q-tip, or surgical string? What did this man put into the Cyclops eye?
I think the leech makes more sense. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Anthony.
What is surgical string?
I guess it'd be like butcher's twine, but used specifically for surgery. Like dissolves, like stitches or something like that.
All right.
Oof.
Ted, I'm going goldfish.
I'm with them.
I mean the cracker, not the actual fish. No, I'm kidding. Yes, the fish.
You're going to go leech?
Yeah, I think it's a leech, too.
Leech as well. Okay. Let's see what he put up there for whatever reason. Was it a leash, a goldfish, a leech, goldfish, Q-tip, or a surgical string? We'll let you know next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the...
At Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Cash in on the nostalgia with Barron's Payback Program. Your old system has history. Your new one has savings. Get $110 for each year of your old equipment's age. Get up to $5,000 in savings with a high-efficiency heat pump upgrade. Plus, one customer wins a free system install and another wins a free water heater. But don't wait too long. Barron's Payback Program ends February 28th. Call Barron Home Services today. No purchase necessary. Visit BarronHeating.com for details.
It's so weird. This app shows that my credit score's pretty good, but I couldn't get the car loan.
Are you using myfico.com?
No, it's some other company.
Oh, you should get a MyFICO account instead. FICO scores are the ones used by 90% of lenders, and other credit scores can vary up to 100 points.
That would have been helpful yesterday.
Get the scores lenders use. Get the right FICO credit score for your credit goal, including your FICO scores used for mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards. Visit myfico.com or download the MyFICO app to get started today.
Men's Room.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Categories interior decorating on profile. This we got a man in China tried to do a traditional remedy.
Yeah.
Found it online, I guess, and inserted something into his urethra. It got stuck. The question is, what did he stick up there? Was it a leech, a goldfish, a Q-tip, or surgical string?
And Anthony, that's a question we posed to you, but I think we can all agree, no matter the answer, it was a great idea. However, it's come time we have to reveal the answer now. Miles Montgomery, you went with the goldfish.
I went goldfish. What's carp?
Neither the cracker nor the actual living creature. That said, it should be noted that part of the reason I put that as one of the options is because that has been done before in someone's urethra, as all of the answers have been. Just to let you know.
Live goldfish?
It was not alive when they got to it, but it was when he put it in.
How drunk was these people?
You know what, man? In this guy's case, he wasn't drunk. This was, I don't know what his situation was, but he wanted a home remedy for whatever was bugging him. So he went online and found this, as they say, traditional Chinese remedy. And I was asking, what did he do to solve it? And you and D. Ted Smith agreed that it was a leech, which is absolutely ridiculous and absolutely true. So here's the thing. He put a leech in his urethra. Because it is a living creature, it swam out of his urethra and stuck to the side of his bladder. Also because it's a leech, it did what leeches do, which is sort of releasing an anticoagulant. So now he couldn't even attack, his own body couldn't really attack it because this thing keeps softening up. All the blood cells coming his way, right? Started having internal bleeding, etc. But apparently when he went to the hospital and said why he's there, the doctor was like, that's funny. Seriously, why are you here? He's like, honest to God, I put a leech in my penis. And when they did the ultrasound, they're like, Jesus Christ.
There it is.
He put a leech in his penis.
Not how it works, dude.
It's not.
Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, you got the Jimmys,
Fallon Kibble,
Colbert,
Steven,
Seth Meyers, Weekend Update, Bill Maher, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The timelines guys have teams of talented writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
New study shows that men's desire for sex peaks in his late 30s and early 40s, while for some reason, women's desire for sex peaks after watching a few episodes of gay hockey.
SNL.
Oh, man. I'll say Ted Smith.
SNL.
A new study finds that men's desire for sex peaks in their late 30s and early 40s, while for some reason, women's desire for sex peaks after watching a few episodes of gay hockey.
The mansion that was used on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air just went up to sale for $30 million. But if you love the show, there's some good news for you. For that price, you get to kick out DJ Jazzy Jeff once a month so you feel like Uncle Phil.
The Ted Smith.
Yep. Yeah. He's kind of famous for throwing him out every episode.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
Did they, if I remember it right, the exterior shot of him leaving was always the same shot over and over?
Correct.
Like they did that take once, like interior, something new, but every time you saw him get thrown out, it was the exact same shot over and over.
And obviously they filmed most of the show on a set.
Yeah.
But this is the mansion that you'd see from it and you know it. According to a new study, China's birth rate has dropped to its lowest level since 1949. Experts believe that the decreasing number of Chinese children could have a devastating effect on my sneaker collection.
Honestly, Michael Che specifically has to know.
You're right.
According to a new report, China's birth rate has dropped to its lowest level since 1949. Experts believe the decreasing number of Chinese children could have a devastating effect on my sneaker collection.
Safety experts have created a new female crash test dummy that could help better protect women in car accidents. You can tell the dummy is female because sometimes it just puts the car in park and cries a little.
Good weekend update.
Yeah, that's us.
Safety experts have created a new female crash test dummy that could help better protect women in car accidents. You can tell the dummy is female because sometimes it just puts the car in park and cries a little.
All right, obviously we got to talk a little Seahawks stuff there. Mike, I know you were at home. You guys obviously were at home. You're not going to pay for those tickets. I went down there. What a day. Started off, I met some friends, and we had a quick lunch at the Metropolitan Grill. Try
the French dip sometime, Ted.
Oh, my God. Now, look, it's a steakhouse. It's a fancy steakhouse.
Yes.
I should have known this, but that is easily the best French dip I've ever had in my life.
It was that good.
It was. And, like, that's a fancy restaurant that, like, you can do reservations and wait. Like, it was wild. They opened at 11. My buddy was like, you cannot be late. And I was like, okay. Got there at like 10:45, and then you had to stand outside and like check in.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, all right, this. And I was like, oh, okay.
They do good business before events like that, man.
They do, yeah. And my buddy Rob, he wasn't working, but he was in there with his son getting a bite to eat, and then my guy Craig.
I bet he got comped.
Yeah, probably.
So then from there, we walk down, get down to the tailgate. I talked about my buddy Jesse. He's got a good one down there. And then also
I make lamb chops, man.
Yeah, so I guess I kind of screwed him over. I guess he wasn't planning on
Yes, you did.
that much. And then what was it, Thursday? I mentioned it on the air, and he said people started calling him like, hey, man, Ted's on the air saying you're going to cook. You got to cook something.
You screwed him over.
Well, he had mac and cheese. And,
Yeah, he had to
chili,
make more than
too.
just that. He had to make sides.
But he did cook 6 specific lamb chops and gave me one. It was awesome. And if you're playing along at home, it's like you're playing the Rams. So it's kind of, and it's funny. I have a buddy that's now a vegetarian. He looked at it and goes, that looks so good. And I was like, you want a bite? He's like, no, but
I just had a French dip. Why not this?
Yeah, exactly. But even like tailgating out there, again, the weather was beautiful.
It was. Man.
I ran it. Some of my old soccer buddies that I sat with for years, they were parked right next to him. So, I mean, it was like a family reunion. It was talking to people in the park. Everybody that came up and said hi was super nice. And everybody was just in a great mood. Then you get into the game, which generally, you know me, I'm not Mr. Super Be there early. We got in there in plenty of time. My other friend had texted me earlier today, and he said, why don't we get jets anymore for flyovers? I feel like it's always helicopters. Now, I like the helicopters, too.
Sure.
We had 2 jets. It was awesome. Zach Top was out there singing the national anthem. And then, again, it was gorgeous day. I don't think I've cheered that loud at a sporting event in years.
You haven't had a reason to, right?
Correct.
And I mean, and look, as a massive NFL football fan, but the Seahawks are not my team. And I've been saying this for a week, mostly to Ted and Mike, and every bartender I've seen, and pretty much everyone I know. I said, the Seahawks are going to win this game. Every single one of you. And look, it was a good game. It's exactly what you thought it would be, but only just the laws of physics dictate that unless the Hawks get in a bus accident on the way to the stadium, they're going to win this game. The Rams are not good enough, and the Rams are very, very good. The Seahawks are just really, 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 really good. So I saw a guy Saturday night. He says, sorry about your Ravens. I'm like, I appreciate it. You know what the problem is? He goes, what? I said, they suck. I said, but here's the thing. The Seahawks are going to win tomorrow. Every person to a man, it wasn't anything other than it's the Rams. I said, guys, Jesus Christ, I know. Do not let the Rams make you nervous. The Seahawks are the better team. They're going to go to, and I'm going to call it now, and they're going to win the Super Bowl. The Patriots don't have a freaking chance. They just don't.
But I know. Probably never going to say this again, but I trust you.
I am psyched.
I trust you. Because we do the picks on the Happy Hour.
Yeah.
And you are killing every single week on your picks.
Yeah.
So when you say something, I go like, well, I might not agree with you. I picked the Broncos. They didn't play a bad game.
They didn't.
But I was hoping for an upset.
It was a
but
good
either
game.
way, you said, no, that's not going to happen.
I'm telling you, man, just at this point in the playoffs, the Patriots are clearly the class of the AFC, but the AFC is not as dominant as the NFC. And the Seahawks proved what I believe probably about the last 8 weeks. Like, and no one better in the NFC, guys.
The AFC
and there's no one better in the NFL. I'm telling you, they would. And look, I'm going to tell you now, quarterback, he's going to throw 2 picks, and you guys are going to freak out. The Hawks are going to win the freaking Super Bowl.
The AFC is not as good as the Seahawks division.
Exactly, man.
Division.
Think who they had to fight in the records to get to where they are. There's nothing.
They have to play each other twice.
Yeah.
Well, and look, I've been talking about it for a couple weeks, though, but it is kind of the redemption tour, right? The Niners had our number the last few years. We knocked them out of the playoffs. Knocked the Rams out of the playoffs. Now you have a chance to avenge that awful Super Bowl loss against the Patriots. And for the most part, look, it's only been, 5 or 6 years since the Pats have been in a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
So, I would think most of the country this time around would be a Seahawks fan.
I think they would, too. Because everyone's got sick of it because they were that good for that long. But these are 2 entirely different teams. What was the average age of anyone playing? The average age of a Hawks player now, and that last Super Bowl is probably, 13 years old when it happened?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That, man.
Somewhere around there.
Marshawn should be out of retirement for this.
Give him the damn ball.
One time. Just one time.
A lot of people
give
say
him
that.
one carry. Just like Phillip Rivers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Here you go. Here's the ball, dude. He wouldn't be able to pass the P test, but other than that, he'd be all right.
That's the issue.
Yeah,
I think physically that man stays in great shape.
Yeah.
But like moving him to a roster and getting him to pass the tests, and then it's like, I don't know.
I ain't gonna. But
Plus, truthfully, you wouldn't want to take that moment from K9, where you know what I mean? Because it's like he's been working hard all year. And honestly, look, I have been down on Sam Darnold at parts this year.
Sure, you got to get down on your team.
He was delivering yesterday.
Right.
I mean, he was throwing dimes.
He had over 300 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. And like you need to get down on your team. That's what it is to be a fan. When they F up, they F up because we want perfection, right?
Yeah.
That's what, we never want to worry about a game. The reality is, they're people. They do their thing. But like, look, whatever everyone was going on about, it's probably cool. I knew what I was up against. I know what I'm going to play. We won the game. And again, it was a good game. It was a good game. But I never personally worried that the Hawks would slip.
I will say this. I've been to a lot of football games. The excitement level and the noise of it, that felt like the quickest game I've ever been to in my life. But I kept looking at the clock like, holy crap, like we're already in the fourth quarter.
I gotta think part of it is, you're a Bills fan. Every year you expect to go. You're a Lions fan. Every year you expect to at least compete. Nobody, including Seahawks fans, had them on the radar to be this good this year. So I think the electricity
or the
in
Patriots.
the air, or the Patriots, right? But just the electricity in the air is different. Like, no one saw this happening, yet here we are. And again, it wasn't fluky like they tripped into the play. I mean, the Hogs came in kicking down doors and lighting your S on fire, man.
I mean, I said it all summer long, right? Because I think the over-under was 8.5 wins from Vegas.
Yeah, it seemed about right.
And I was like, I will hammer the over on that. And I remember telling people, like, they'll make the playoffs. But you're right. Even me, I still was like, it's a 3-year plan. Like, I don't know that we're there.
I think it was a 3-year plan.
Right, I don't know if we're there yet. And then
they're there, brother.
Yeah, and then especially the end of the season, and even this year going to that Cardinals game, like they just kicked the crap out of it. I was like, this is the most luxurious, easiest game I've ever been to. But again, last night was freaking awesome. All the Seahawks fans that were in there were loud as hell. People were having a good time. What else can I say? I had an offer from one of our old coworkers in 2013 to go to that game where Sherman tips the ball.
Yeah.
And I didn't go. And I remember, and he was like, dude, I'll sell it to you for cost. And I didn't go. And I was like, if I ever get this opportunity again, I'm going to go. So it was like a Ted Smith redemption tour, too, because I actually got to see him. And then it sounds cheesy, but just them holding the trophy and like the Fox crew on the ground being like, you're the champions. And I don't think anybody had left that stadium till that ceremony was completely over.
No, and you wouldn't. Who's number 27 again?
Oh,
Tariq Woolen.
I like you, man. Shut your mouth. And it's always you don't talk smack until you win the Super Bowl. If you didn't win the Super Bowl, you didn't do S. All right, that's one. Two, if you have to talk smack because you're that guy, do not yell it at the other team's bench because they will flag you 100%. Say it to the guy that you covered, whatever. They don't care. Say it to the bench, they'll flag you 100% of the time. But if you must, talk smack to the bench and give the opposition the opportunity first and whatever the hell it was.
15-yard penalty.
Don't get dunked on the next play.
Oh,
that was my only thing.
That was the part of the game where I was like,
your mouth.
That was the part of the game where I was like, oh, this is not good.
And then he's the guy that they threw on. I'm like, you just talk
gave him
smack.
a first down.
Yeah, and Stafford said, take a touchdown on your ass. Shut up.
Right, the next play.
Dude, just play.
Great job all the fans out there. It was loud as hell. Mike McDonald's he's just a gangster.
Yep.
Yeah, Seahawks are rolling. Got a couple weeks to recover, and then Super Bowl Sunday.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. 2 Pittsburgh public officials are busted having sex in front of a pizza shop on Beaver Street. Meanwhile, a hog is rescued in Virginia after trying to become a professional athlete. 2 rescued hikers skip out on paying their hotel bill. A pair of robbers stole expensive cars with their key fob skill. And a dinosaur is clearing the roads of Massachusetts. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, top story over to England, where a couple hikers have a funny way of showing appreciation. They placed a distress call to emergency rescue services in need of help getting off of England's highest peak. which I should have done the research of just how tall that was, but I can't imagine it's very high. Crews tracked them down and got them back off the mountain. Nobody was injured in the rescue, but they were forced to abandon their supplies, leaving them with no resources when they got back to civilization. Luckily, the local hotel nearby offered them a room with a big discount so they could stay the night and recover, and the hikers promised to pay their bill when they were able to recover their belongings the next day. Fast forward 3 weeks, and not only have the hikers not paid up yet, they also failed to thank hotel staff for their hospitality and even pushed for breakfast and a lower rate on the room before they left without a trace. They're currently not accepting calls from the number that they gave the front desk, nor the number that was used to call emergency services. Instead, the public has rallied around the hotel and emergency crews, crowdfunding nearly $7,000 to cover the expenses left by the hikers. Well done. They saved your ass.
Come on.
And you're not doing a
Skip that on that bill, too.
Yeah.
On the emergency services bill.
They did. Good work. That's how you show appreciation, right?
They also talked them into serving them breakfast the next morning.
Yes.
And they complained about that bill.
Right.
And they took half off the breakfast for them, and then they bolted.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
Jesus, people.
Where you get the nerve, I have no idea. I have no clue.
I can't imagine.
In other news, over on the East Coast, several dealerships are recovering from a sophisticated theft operation. It took some time to sniff out the scheme, but the story goes that a couple has been going to luxury dealerships across several states looking to test drive high-dollar vehicles. The test drives all go without incident, but those vehicles are later stolen or a theft is attempted within a short period of time. They figured out that the couple goes on a test drive and either switches out the key fobs or clones the digital signal from the fob before finishing the drive so that they can return later to make off with the vehicle. Investigators say 20 vehicles totaling about $2.4 million have either been stolen or targeted. One of the two suspects has been identified and arrested.
Damn.
That's crazy. It makes sense, though. I mean, those fobs, if you figure that out, absolutely. It's a easy operation. So all it means is now is every test drive is going to come complete with a dealer who's going to be sitting there right next to you, just making sure everything's kosher.
Look, I haven't taken a test drive in a long time, but I thought the guy from the dealership was always in the car with you.
Right?
I've never had an experience where they were not.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Maybe it's just me.
Certainly when they're high-dollar vehicles like that.
Yes. Especially that.
Over to Pittsburgh, where office romance meets the public. A man called authorities after he caught a couple of engaged in sexual activity in plain view of the public, most disturbingly the children that were around.
I'm going down.
Authorities arrived too late. Easy. As the couple had already left the scene, but luckily they had just taken their PDA session to the parking lot, engaging in more activity in an SUV. That was about the time that they discovered who exactly the pair were: a sitting township supervisor and a clerk with the township police. What's more is our supervisor is married with 3 kids.
Yin's going out?
Yeah, township offices refused to comment when approached by the media. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Don't exactly want to talk about there. But just that, just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
We go to Virginia, where they're kind to animals. Authorities received a report of a raptor that had gotten itself stuck in a sticky situation at a local sporting park. They arrived to find that the hawk had managed to get itself stuck inside one of the batting cages at the park and was unable to find its way out, causing a good amount of distress. Crews were able to quickly make their way in and wrangle the bird before bringing it back out to freedom and releasing it back into the wild. Capturing a bird of prey like that would not be an easy task, nor one that I'd be okay with jumping into.
Well, I mean, they're made of talons and beak, and they're angry by nature.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely. Men's Room Sports, an excellent weekend for Seattle sports. First off, the Kraken achieved redemption here at home against the visiting New Jersey Devils, coming out ahead of that match 4-2. They've got a couple more home games this week on Tuesday and Thursday before they go for a long road trip starting this weekend. Also, in case you missed every headline in the last 24 hours, your Seattle Seahawks held their own here at home against the Rams to become the NFC champions, officially punching their ticket to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks Redemption Tour continues on Super Bowl Sunday, February the 8th in San Francisco, and hopefully comes to a happy conclusion.
Let's go.
As far as what you're going to watch tonight, you've got college hoops on ESPN and hockey over on NHL Network. As far as weather, our dry spell is coming to a close. We've got some clouds moving in tonight to bring temperatures down to the low 30s. Tomorrow should be the last cloudy day before the faucet turns on, and a high right around 50 degrees. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow on Taryn Daly and C-Mix from Daily Mix Morning Show joining us. What do you know? Stadium anthems tomorrow on Sit and Spin.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The
Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Homes.com has collaboration tools to help home shoppers search, share, and discuss home shopping with family, friends, and their agent directly through the site. Though it was fun to get that email from your husband about that 3-bedroom in the hills, to which you replied via text that you would never live in the hills and you'd like to find a 3-bedroom closer to the beach. To which he replied, "Why are you so uncompromising?" A fun way to spend an afternoon, but we think it's just a tad bit easier our way. Homes.com. Ding dong. We've done your homework.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Start the new year in drive during the construction sale at Kendall Chevrolet of Marysville. We've moved just a few blocks south to our brand new location. Just head down 33rd Avenue and check out the deals. We're still working on the remodel, but we're open during construction and stocked up with construction sale deals on Silverado trucks and Chevy SUVs. Chevy, together, let's drive. Stop by the new location of Kendall Chevrolet of Marysville, just down 33rd Avenue across Marine Drive. Kendall, let's start something great.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.